Mine says we're on air.
Yeah. I put the countdown timer. Is that on Facebook?
No, I'm saying on my screen it
Yeah.
says for the
Yeah.
says for the
Hold on. Yeah. What is up, guys? Thank you for hanging out. We had a little technical difficulty there for a second, but we're back in the house. We got a hell of a show tonight on Versus. We are going to talk about Werewolves Within versus What We Do in the Shadows. But before we get started, if you want to help out the channel, take a second to share this with your friends and on social media. Click the notification bell and subscribe if you haven't yet so we can let you know about future videos. Man, oh man, what is up, fellas?
What's up?
And we got we got two Dustins.
Double the Dustin, double your fun.
It's right.
Fucking perfectly shaped head. I just want to bite that head like an apple.
Yeah. I just lost everything here. Boom. Yeah, so what is up? What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Doing well, doing well. How about y'all?
Oh, doing fantastic. Having some power issues, apparently.
That's all right. How was your week, Dustin?
Well, I can hear myself, but I can't hear Curtis.
Yeah, hold on. What a freaking mess.
I swear to God, when you go to work, I sneak in here and I just
You
jiggle
you're like
all the chords.
like a gremlin?
I fucking jiggle all the chords. I don't disconnect nothing. I just like to play Russian roulette with this shit.
All right.
Jiggle, 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 jiggle.
I don't hear Curtis. I think I see him.
It's like fucking...
Hello.
It's like shaking change in my pocket. I'm just like jiggle, 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 jiggle.
All right. Yeah, this is funny. Well, talk to me, Dustin. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing really super.
Super duper?
Yep.
Cool. And there we go. Curtis, how you doing, man? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all fine. If you can hear me.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
I was about to say it's a really golden era of horror movies lately, and to come.
Yeah,
All kinds
y'all
of good
discuss
stuff.
that.
It's all kinds of good stuff. Did you see that there's a new trailer for Scream 5, Curtis? Curtis,
It's coming
I
out.
bet there you are. I hear you.
So yeah, I haven't actually watched the trailer yet, but
Dude, it's good.
really,
All the they're playing all the hits.
those are so iffy though as a franchise for me though.
What's that?
I said it's so iffy as a franchise for me.
Yeah, but you know,
I'm gonna check it out.
it's Wes Craven, right?
Well, he's dead now, so
Yeah, but that was a Wes Craven property.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like, I mean, shit, that was the 90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
To come out with something semi-original that could give you... So I liked Scream because it gave me more of a Halloween 1 feel to it.
Oh, for sure.
Had
No,
some
the first one was
comedy
awesome.
stuff in it, but that whole, like, you know, just showing the bad guy. Not too many slasher films. You just get, like, glimpses of the bad guy and stuff like that. Halloween was the first horror movie where you had long shots of just the bad guy, just the antagonist just standing there, motionless, silent. I mean, Friday the 13th did that later too, to great effect also. But I think that Halloween was the first one where it wasn't just like, wow, where like, you know, the slasher jumps out and then you don't really see him. And even you know, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was like, at the end you get a lot of Leatherface, but there was a lot of kind of obfuscated, like kind of, you know, camera work and stuff in a lot of the slasher movies. And that's what I think was really cool about Halloween. And I also think that was cool about Scream. They didn't, like, you know, try to hide the monster away. It was pretty cool.
No, and having the two killers was just phenomenal because you think you got it figured out.
Yeah.
And maybe you do, but then like, wait, you know, like it was perfect. And so that's it, but that's the only thing with the sequels. They've kind of, I don't know, for a while there they did it to death. Now we've had a long break in between, so hopefully they, you know,
they got a fresh cast, man. The guy that's the Billy Joel fan from that's the non-superpower guy from The Boys.
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I haven't seen The Boys.
Oh, dude.
Dude, you gotta get on that, buddy.
Curtis, you dig it the most, baby.
Yeah.
You dig it the
Yeah, I want
most.
to, but it's hard enough just trying to watch 2 movies, during
I
the
know,
week.
I know.
So,
But go ahead and put on The Boys. It's got plenty of like, oh God, like gross factor. It's got your superhero stuff. It's got some high humor. It's got some cool like, dude. Besides
Didn't Mark
Doom
Milton-
Patrol, I mean Doom Patrol and The Boys are like my 2 favorite that have been made. I like them far and away more than any other superhero shows.
Yeah, everybody has told me that it's great. I have
Dude,
heard only good things.
Oh,
Just-
good.
We've
The
already
character-
discussed. I haven't even finished The Mandalorian yet. So like,
Yeah.
I'm, like
The character
Show-
that plays
shows-
Homelander.
How far are you now? Did you tell your son to get it together?
I haven't even.
Son,
no,
I'm not
I
waiting
haven't
for you
even-
anymore.
That's right.
I have told him that, but then I haven't gotten around to actually watching it.
Dude.
Any of them.
You better become like a condiment and ketchup.
Yeah, you better. All right, let's talk about some movies. What do you guys say? I think I got all my woes fixed up. What we do in the show? What we do? No, we're going to talk about first. We're going to talk about Werewolves Within.
Is there a way to give me a monitor action?
Come on, man.
Me monitors.
Oh, that's what I don't know how to undo. Pull that back over here. Now we're talking. There you
Oh.
go.
Hell yeah, versus.
Yeah, this is a. We should just end the stream right now. This
No
is
way,
This
dude.
is a complete
Should,
train wreck.
Look, dude, should Top Gun have
Clint
ended?
versus-
Mercury
computer.
retrograde.
Should fucking Top Gun have ended when Goose died? No fucking way. You got to push on, Maverick.
Okay. Y'all talk. I'm doing shit.
Dude, you don't even have to do the monitor thing. I think I'm
Just keep talking.
like, okay. So,
I'll never say that again. So just take advantage of that.
You know what I think is cool about werewolf movies, Curtis? Werewolf movies, especially in like the teen werewolf movies of the 80s and even into the 90s a little bit. It was like an analogy. It was an analogy for coming of age.
I agree. Certain ones can do that really well. For versus, I almost wanted to do Ginger Snaps versus. I was thinking Teen Wolf, but because they kind of hit the same notes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that the coming of age thing and stuff like that. But since Teen Wolf's a comedy,
I give
Since
Clint
Teen
a
Wolf-
crippling ice cream headache. I'm sorry.
and in my opinion, Teen Wolf doesn't hold up. But there's what's
How
the one
dare you.
where the guy turns in. I really tried, but I loved it when I was a kid. But it just didn't make it for me on a rewatch. But there's one where a guy turns into a cicada, and it's like a coming of age thing.
I don't know what
But,
that is, but I'm not going to watch that unless it's called Jeepers Creepers too.
Bobby
It's-
says you are on YouTube. Yes, we are. And you can hear all of us. What did we say? I wonder. Usually when somebody says you're on YouTube, we
No.
can hear all of you. That means you said something bad.
Bobby, did I say something bad?
No, at the very beginning, whenever I was like, I think we're live,
And I fucking pulled a
she was
major Matt
responding,
Damon.
man.
Yeah.
He was meant to jiggle the cords on everything else except his mic, and
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So, let's talk about some movies, man. What do you say?
Yeah, dude.
All right. Well, we didn't get dressed up for nothing. Let's do this. Let's talk about Werewolves Within. A snowstorm traps town residents together inside a local inn where newly arrived forest ranger Finn and a postal worker Cicely must try and keep the peace and uncover the truth behind the mysterious creature that has begun terrorizing the community. This movie was fun. I had no idea what to expect, and man, I had a great time. as soon as the thing started, I see. Well, first I was laughing because Finn, the ranger in the car, is like yelling, screaming, and like you could tell right away this guy's a pushover and he's listening to self-help tapes
Yeah, it was
in the
awesome.
car. And I was like, this is hilarious. Almost like when I started watching Office Space for the first time, and you see the guy in traffic on on Mopac and like listening to rap music, and it's just like it's hilarious. Like right away, you're like, oh, this is the kind of ride we're going to be on. This is going to be great. And then, of course, as soon as I see Cicely, who is played by Milana Vaintrub, who we all know as Lily from the AT&T commercials, and she's been in some other stuff. She was fantastic too. And there's a whole bunch of really subtle comedy, just really subtle back and forth that I thought, man, I'm gonna have to watch this several times to get all the little hidden gems, because I guarantee you there's some hidden gems in that movie that I did not catch. But the whole time I was cracking up, like snickering to myself. What did you guys think about the movie?
Did it give anybody else like almost a Twin Peaks kind of vibe initially, where it's like you know how in Twin Peaks like the cop comes to town and it's like more of a mystery. Like this movie to me was like, everybody's like horror comedy, but there's a lot of mystery. There's a cool, like they build like I don't want to say like Knives Out or something like that.
It was Knives Out or Clue or something.
Yeah.
It was that's exactly what they did.
It was really fun. That's what was so fun about it. It's like it twisted and turned, and it was funny the whole time, and there was some cool horror tropes and stuff like that I really like. I love the werewolf thing. But yeah, it was like Twin Peaks meets Fargo meets like, you know, some like werewolf movie.
And you even got like you got this guy who's developing the gas line. He's trying to do a pipeline, and so he's like, you're like, is he killing people off so that he can get his, they make you think that they send you down a bunch of different avenues.
Of red herrings.
Yeah, and it was cool. I enjoyed it. What about you, Curtis?
No, I agree. This is one of the best movies, or funnest movies. Well, I'll say best two that I've seen in a while.
Clint's gonna strangle me live with the green string.
But then we won't be able to see it, so that's the perfect crime.
No, my neck will disappear. You'll just be like, see my head like.
You wanna see me disappear?
Hold on. It's like Harry Potter. It's like the cloak of invisibility. Oh, where is he? Oh, hello, Potter.
Hello there. Hello.
Yeah, Curtis is like,
cloak of invisibility.
Wait a minute. What the hell did I just sign on to?
So continue. I'll just keep hanging out in my cloak of invisibility.
Hello, little one.
Hello, little one. All right. What kind of sorcery is this?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, so I think it was cool, and I love that actor. Is it the same guy from Tomorrow War or whatever, or like
Which actor are you talking about?
The Finn character? He was just in the movie with Chris Pratt.
I don't. Yes, that is him. I didn't even put that together.
He's badass in that too. He's
great.
Funny, dry, like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, he's a scene stealer. He's good. I have a feeling we're going to see him in a lot of stuff.
I dig it.
Yeah, he was great in it. I thought what was interesting is like the mystery part of it is at first it's a mystery if there's even a werewolf, and some people were complained about like the lack of werewolves in it.
Oh yeah.
But it's a mystery if it's actually even a werewolf, and then this is like a double down on the mystery, because if there is, like, who is the werewolf? And they, that's what I thought was pretty cool about it too, because you didn't even know if there was a werewolf in the whole damn movie. It didn't bother me. I thought they pulled it off, but yeah, some people were like, "Are there werewolves in this werewolf?"
I actually watched it wondering if you liked it. I didn't text you about it at all. I was like super curious. You were into it. I was into it. That was cool.
All of the characters were ridiculous. Like the Trisha, the mom with the little dog that goes missing, and then the gay couple is freaking hilarious. The one dude who's played by Harvey Gully. I can't remember. Gillian? Gian, yeah, there you go. He cracked me up. There's one point where he's scared and his like voice cracked, and he goes, "I'm gonna fuck you up," and I cracked me up, and I was like, "Come out, whoever you are, I'm gonna fuck you up," and it was super super funny. Yeah, but it was just a ridiculous movie. The super methy kind of couple, those two, the white trash couple, they were hilarious too.
Yeah, and I thought, like, whenever I was watching it, I was like, man, I just love awkward people doing things. Like whenever the Sam Richardson or Finn is going to meet the, fur trapper guy, he and the AT&T girl going to meet him, and they're just standing there being awkward. And I don't know, it's just so funny to me. I don't know why. Like I just love awkward people doing stuff. Like,
yeah, that guy was really good too. The Glenn Fleshler was his name, but Emerson Flint was the creepy hunter guy in the woods, and I was like, yeah. The business guy, the pipeline guy, busting out the Van Helsing hunting gear was hilarious,
That I didn't see coming. Like I actually figured out the end after a little bit, but I didn't see that part coming at all.
That shit's cool. I wished there's a movie. It made me wish there's a movie that is totally just like a regular movie, and then like 3/4 way through the movie, it's just all of a sudden fucking werewolves. You know what I mean? It's like a teen movie or comedy or something, and just like werewolves for the rest of it. And you're like, what in the hell?
You talking about Lost Boys?
Yeah, totally. There you go.
No, dude, you're talking about Dusk Till Dawn. The first time I saw Dusk Till Dawn,
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was like sitting there watching this, crime Western movie.
You didn't know it was a vampire movie?
Fucking vampire? No, not when I first saw it. Like,
That's
I was like,
awesome.
what
That's
the
badass.
heck?
That's
It was
like
great.
a
Yeah.
LSD trip. That's pretty cool. Yeah, man. What movie was kind of like that is that we reviewed was that Malignant. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where it was like
that one
all of a
definitely-
sudden it takes that 3/4 way through the movie, crazy turn.
Yeah, it
Malignant?
definitely did.
Yeah.
Who's in that?
That
Malignant. Yeah, it was awesome. That was great. Like when all of a sudden, that's what I keep
became
telling
the
people.
Matrix.
Yeah,
the
I'm like,
Matrix.
all of a sudden it turns into John Wick.
Yeah.
It's like it turns into Alien meets John Wick is at the end, which I'm all about.
Yeah, I'm all about it too.
Yeah, there we go. I'm trying to.
Well, I want to, after watching this movie as well, I want to see Milana Vailtrub in way more stuff. First of all, just to look at her, but second of all, she did amazing. She was, I think the whole cast did really, really well with their characters.
Cool ensemble.
But yeah, and I didn't realize I was looking up what else she's been in, so I hadn't even heard of this. Clint, are you aware there was a new Warriors show in 2019?
No.
They created the pilot, and she was Squirrel Girl. And
Oh yeah, but it never came out.
Yeah, it was canceled for apparently being too gay, and I'm not even joking.
Wait, New Warriors? You mean like Avengers Great Lakes?
No,
Squirrel Girl.
No, yes, that's Squirrel Girl. Yeah, but
Oh wow.
she was going to be the main character in the New Warriors.
Whoa, weird.
And
then,
she
by the way,
might
am
be
I the
in-
only one that read Avengers Great Lakes?
Yeah, you're the
no,
you're the one. I looked it up earlier. It was like it looked for how many comics sold. It was like one comic sold.
Yeah, Clint probably didn't realize that I read that many comics
And
before we started doing this.
one
I
comic
was
sold
real low-key.
in Belton.
Yeah,
in
it was real low key. It would have been Temple. It would have been the comic seller.
No, yeah, it's
In
got
Temple.
Squirrel Girl and Flat Man. He's like Reed Richards, except he can only just
Yeah,
make
he's
himself flat.
Flatman and who else? There was a couple other
Well,
fucking stupid ones.
Like D-grade superheroes.
Yeah.
Or D-grade, and basically one of them dies off each issue.
Yeah, kind
Or at
of.
They
least a
just
few.
do that
A
until
lot of-
they're like, cool, party's over. Let's do a different comic.
Squirrel Girl made it out, and somebody else did. But
That's funny.
I've even read Pet Avengers, by the way. But yeah, apparently it was canceled for being too gay, is what the showrunner says that the editor.
Do they mean gay and like Matt Damon slurring gay, or do they mean like it's a happy series and people were more into like brooding stuff?
Yeah, apparently the one of the bigwigs, they won't name who the bigwig was, but it was like, oh, this show is very proudly gay and it's too gay for us. And so they just canceled it and never aired it.
Oh, like proudly LGBT.
Yeah, like a pride parade when you like, and you don't expect to see like, you know,
maybe
a dude with a leather vest and tidy whities, and you're like, whoa, I'm down, but that's not what I signed up for. Like
Lenny Kravitz with his chocolate iguana.
Yeah, like they're like, oh, cool. That's
and maybe it was before its time, man, because that would totally.
It wasn't too long ago that this happened.
Who was that boomer? Then who was that boomer? That because like, you know,
some executive, you know.
Yeah.
What network was it supposed to be on? Did it say?
Christian right streaming.
I think that. Well, I don't know if it actually even found a network, but it was. They were working with ABC.
Oh, that's
okay. Yeah, it's Powerpuff Girls. They had a show that just kind of never surfaced because it was a little bit too over the top. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's just a little bit more than we wanted, and I don't know if I don't know. I don't remember exactly how, but it was just like it was a little more extreme. I'm like, oh, put it on late at night, whatever, man.
Man, you've really got my juices flowing on that one.
Put it up for streaming. Well, you know who was in it? The girl from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. who has the Shockwave, or what the hell's her name?
She was Shockwave on the show. Yeah,
she's half Asian.
Yep.
Yeah, she was in that show, so I was like, I would watch it. Like, put it on. Yeah. Anyway. Moving forward, the show was cool. All these actors were cool, and I hope to see another ensemble cast like this. That's fun. Like, you know, sometimes you get movies kind of like the guys that were like on Reno 911. You see that group of people in a lot of different stuff. A lot of them were on Viva Variety before that, and I hope to see some of these people in another project because they were hilarious together. I think it would be really, really good.
I hope that's a trend, actually, the ensemble movie. Probably, dude, when you brought up Knives Out, that's probably what is revived the ensemble cast movie.
You think?
Maybe. I mean, Wes Anderson's been doing it forever, but, you know, people might really dig that now. Like, if you get a couple of movies where you're like, oh, shit, like this is really good writing and all the characters interlock together and everything. It's like, that's what you like about TV. Really well done streaming television, that it's super awesome ensemble.
And that's why when you have a really good cast on SNL, they're like little golden eras because people like to see those particular people working together on a project yeah. So I think when you hit a home run like they did on this one, you should use them over and over again because they work well together.
What did you guys think about the pacing of this movie? Like,
I thought it was good.
I thought it was really good too. Like,
yeah, it moved right along.
And there was never like, I didn't feel like they're like, oh, they did that because there's a plot hole and they had to advance it. Mm-hmm. Like that was one thing about one of the what are the movies we reviewed?
Are we doing spoilers on this?
I don't think so. No, I'm not saying any spoilers.
Are we gonna spoil? No, are we gonna spoil the ending for the people at home?
No, we don't need to say the ending. It was a good
ending. Yeah. How about that?
Yeah.
I'll say there is a point where they reveal the person that ends up being the werewolf in question.
The werewolf.
Yeah. There's a point where they make it look like they're scared of somebody else in the movie, and they're like, and they see some clues that make it look like. And I went back and watched that. That bothered me. I'm like, dude, I don't think they should have done that because that was like lying to the viewer. The way they did it was like, they're like, oh, you've been you were working in this station, in this state, in this state.
Mhm.
You're the werewolf, you know. And I'm like, you can't make it that. I went back to see how they did it again and watched that part after it was over, and I'm like, maybe I'll let you get away with this. And then also I thought, well, maybe this person planted that piece of paper with the article there also. You know what I mean? And so I was like, I'm gonna let them have it, but they went a little bit too far with the lying on that, because if they would have done it a little better, they could have made it. I think you could still fool the viewer into making them think that without straight up lying. Because I was like, after I went back, I'm like, I'm calling bullshit on this scene. So, does that make sense? What I'm saying?
It does.
Yeah.
Whereas like Usual Suspects did it perfectly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. It's like you can make the scene, make the person give the viewer the clues who's trying to figure things out, and they're going to jump to that conclusion. You don't have to lie and make it look like because her body or this person's body language was saying that she was scared of this guy and that he was the one who did it and all that, and that was all a lie.
You should be more artful with the misdirection.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Curtis?
That's easy. That's easy to say. However, whenever you were just trying to not spoil it, you were not very artful with your mix.
Yeah, I was not.
But I didn't.
I didn't say which she. There's several she's in this movie.
That's right.
She.
And several of them kill people too. Yeah. There's a lot of killing in this movie.
Actually, the antagonist, we'll say, kills fewer people than anybody in the movie.
In fact, every she in this movie killed somebody. Every single one of them.
But I didn't notice that scene as much as you did. But
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, at the end.
Towards the end, and they go to investigate.
A lot of news clippings in that person's area. However,
not that part. There was a part where they go to investigate somebody else's room at that inn, and they find a knife and diesel smell, that part, and they're like, and they kind of make you think, and you're like, and he holds the knife up, and you're like, oh, but the way she behaved right before that,
right.
Wouldn't have gone down that way.
See her expression, like it's not. It's only us that see her expression,
right? And so
it was done as a to throw you.
So I'm calling BS on that misdirection. Other than that, I thought it was a fantastic movie. This is a movie that if I'd have seen in the video store back in the day, and I would have been like, hey, I like that girl from the AT&T commercials. I'm going to rent this video.
I would have been stoked.
And then got home, and that's what I could. Remember, you remember that? There was like the mystery movies you would just get at the movie store. You're like, I don't know what this is, but I remember that guy from
cover looks cool.
Yeah, cover looks cool. I remember this guy from that other movie, and I was like, this probably be all right. And sometimes it was a stinker, and sometimes you hit the like a jackpot, and this would be a jackpot. This would have been a good one.
I'm notoriously bad at that. Like in my house, I'm a legend. Like we'll see some terrible movie, and my wife will be like, "I don't know. I think Stone was better." Do you remember that movie with Robert De Niro and like?
Oh, geez.
And like it was like a super downer of a movie, but I like bring it home from Blockbuster Video like when we were first married. I'm like, "This is gonna be awesome. All these actors are awesome. The cover's awesome." It was just like the worst downer of a movie. Like it was well acted, but so like.
It's like movie roulette, you know what I mean? But and we could still do that today, except now when you click on something, it gives you a synopsis, it gives you an audience score, and you can also just turn it off if it sucks.
You just bail on it. You don't even have to take the DVD out to watch the next thing.
Yeah, like when you drove all the way, you're like, damn it. Okay, guess we're gonna watch this.
Yeah, hey, I spent $5 on this damn movie.
Exactly. Hey, we got some comments. Aaron, what is up, Aaron? I haven't heard from you in many a day. Remember her?
Hey, Aaron.
Aaron. That's our friend from Denver. It is good to see you, Aaron. And then we got that James guy, Vladislav. Yeah.
You found us, Aaron. Aaron, did you see any of these movies?
I think she just saw. I started posting not only to the Clint Baker show page, but also to my personal profile, so that any friends out there.
That's rad.
Yeah. So I feel like it would get a little more traffic that way.
You know who I know has an opinion on what we do in shadows is probably Megan. Actually, Aaron, get Megan on also. You guys can
Yeah.
jack us up with your comments.
Yeah, and we get James says, "Hey, Bobby." James says, "What's up, guys? Hit like and subscribe, just like that James guy says. Hit like, share, subscribe. Hit like, subscribe. I've seen What We Do in the Shadows and the series. Hell yeah. I have not seen the series. Are we going to get into what they do in the shadows now, or what we do in the shadows?
Do you have any closing comments on?
Yeah, let's close the door on Werewolves Within. I'm going to say it's a fun movie. This is a Halloween season. You want to watch some fun, or you want to watch a Halloweeny? Oh yeah, why can't witches?
Halloweeny.
Why can't witches get pregnant? Because their husbands have Halloweenies.
Hi-yo.
You can use that.
I'd still figure it out.
Yeah.
Boom.
But if you want something, but you're like, I don't feel like being scared right now, you want to laugh a little bit, Werewolves Within is definitely a great option, and it's a lot of fun.
I think they ought to option that character Finn and do more movies with just that character.
Yeah, he was
It's like another, you know what I mean?
I could see that.
Goes to other towns, gets transferred.
They could make him make a show out of it. He might end up with his own Amazon
There'd
series.
be a rad Bigfoot movie in there somewhere.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Because he's a ranger.
make it like
Bumbling Van Helsing or something.
Well, yeah, like Ernest goes to camp, Ernest goes to jail, Ernest saves Christmas. You like, yeah, you're like Finn. Finn fights chupacabras. Finn,
he's just like,
Finn fights a Yeti.
If he's like, not again, not today.
Finn fights the Sasquatch.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a Sasquatch and a Yeti? Well, the Yeti is in a colder environment. They have longer fur. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it'd be good.
Squat you doing, Finn?
Oh boy.
All right, we'll close it out.
Yes, so we're closing it out on Werewolves Within. So you guys, thumbs up on that movie? Did you guys like it?
Thumbs up.
Absolutely. Definitely
All
check
the
it out.
way.
I think all of
Two
it.
thumbs up.
I think all of us recommend this to anybody if you're looking for a fun movie. And again, it's very subtle zingers in there and like sarcastic dialogue. This movie that's just hilarious. So, all right, moving forward, we're gonna do a little. What We Do in the Shadows. Yes. Bum bum bum.
Love it.
Yeah. Man, this
Chips.
this
Chips is my favorite food. I can't eat chips anymore. This sucks.
this movie. Man, I'm pissed that I took so long to see this movie. I just saw this movie for the first time today.
Oh wow.
The first time, and holy cow.
It's so good. And the series is so good, Clint. And I don't want to spoil it for you, but
Yeah,
they have great walk-on cameos. And
I'm excited.
Mark Hamill in the last season had an awesome cameo. His vampires so douchey and cool.
I knew as soon as this movie starts, and I see Taika Waititi,
Yeah,
and stop halfway and then go all the way, and the look on his face,
yeah.
I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be good. The wire work in this, where they're all of a sudden floating around and stuff, it was hilarious. The movie was hilarious. I would have said that Spinal Tap is the greatest mockumentary ever. I'm gonna hold that, but I'm gonna say this is a close second, dude. It was so good. As soon as Jermaine Clement popped on, for some reason, I got a little burnt out with him in. Not in this movie, but in life. I'd seen him in a few things, and I always love him. I don't know if it was what's the show on FX with Professor Xavier's son, who's in an insane asylum.
Legion.
Oh, Legion.
Legion.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's in that, and I don't know if it was that, I liked him in it, but I don't know, for some reason I just kind of got some Jermaine fatigue. Like, I love him in Flight of the Conchords. I love that series. I always like him, but every now and then I do something where I get a weird mental block where I'm like, I don't want to watch this actor, and then as soon as I do, I'm like, you moron. You just have been depriving yourself of this guy, and this guy. He's the best, dude. He's so
the
good.
movie to see this guy in to shine. There's Squid and Shark, but also Gentleman Broncos by the dude that did Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
The character he plays is like you want to like strangle him and love him. Like he plays like a total washed out, like washed up, like terrible, like sci-fi writer.
I don't
like
know if I ever saw that
adventure
movie.
sci-fi writer, and he steals like he does a writing summer camp for like high school kids, and he totally steals
their ideas.
The dude's idea. He's like, don't name him Bronco. You've got to add Leonius or Lonius, Bronlonius. And at the end, the guy's like, you totally stole my idea, and it was like, guards, seize him, seize him. But with leniency, always with leniency. Just the way he is, man. He's like so good.
Yeah,
and as this vampire character, he's fucking like genius. I don't know if he wrote it or somebody wrote it for him, but nobody could play it like he plays it.
Yeah, it's directed by him and Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Both directed this movie, but like, dude, as soon as like they're going around and this is Peter, my roommate Peter, and he's like he's like 10,000 years old. He's like super old. And then they get in there when they open Vladislav's door, and he's on the wall having an orgy on the wall. I was like, are you kidding me? It was so good. Yeah, I love this movie. And then Stu, the was that his name?
Stu, yeah.
Yeah, he's such a good guy. They're like, he's such a good guy. Yeah. Stu, yeah, he's like, yeah, he's just a great guy. And they just ran that into the ground. It's so fucking hilarious.
I like speaking of werewolves, I like when he's like, look, there's some werewolves over here. Possibly the shit will go down. And like he says something, and the main werewolf goes, whoa, language. We're werewolves, not swearwolves.
Yeah. That guy also, Jonathan Bruh, he was Deacon. At first, I was like, I like Taika Waititi and I like Jermaine, and so then I see this guy and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy, dude? Is he going to be like hogging the spotlight? Because I want to see the other guys. I love those other guys. And like, who is this guy? And that guy's subtlety and his character was awesome. Like, he was badass. I didn't think he was going to be. I was kind of annoyed. I'm like, I don't like this guy's face. I don't think I'm going to like this character. And he totally almost stole the show. He was really, really good.
This time around for me, Nick stole the show. I didn't remember.
Nick was good too.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's like they're like, Nick, are you telling people you're a vampire? And he's like, no. And then it cuts to him, and he's like, hey, how you doing? I'm Nick. I'm a vampire. Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know
Twilight? Twilight? I'm the guy. I'm the main guy in Twilight. Yeah, he's actually my favorite. Twilight. Yeah, he's actually my favorite. Even though Jermaine's like funny or whatever.
And the subtleties of wearing the jacket almost the same as the other guy, just like totally. And the other guy's getting pissed.
Oh, bad fight.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that was really funny too. And also the effects were cheesy, just the right amount of cheese and just the right amount of good. You know what I mean? Like, and he makes a face at the convenience store clerk. Like, look, he'll think next time before he fakes where he lies about turning into something or whatever.
Totally.
Like, yeah.
I think British people are funny, Australians are funnier, and fucking Kiwis are the funniest.
Oh yeah.
Dude, like something about it. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it.
I was trying to figure out who the alpha vampire or the alpha werewolf is. He plays like a cop or plays something. I was like, was he in District 9? He was in something where I know that actor, and I couldn't figure out what movie it was from. Like, I like him from another show, and
the werewolves were perfect.
Yeah.
The fucking.
Are you looking him up, Curtis?
Yeah, because I felt the same way. I'd seen him, and who is that guy? I know I've seen him in other stuff. I just can't think of what it is.
People love this show. I can't believe more people aren't commenting. This is like a.
Yeah. Well, there's only 5 people here.
Our drummer Daniel loves this show. This is a great movie. The TV shows are great too.
I'm very excited because I have a show to watch now. Like I have 3 seasons of a show to watch.
Yeah, it's fucking cool because they got inside jokes that go on through the fucking thing. It's awesome. It'd be so fucking fun to. It's like I love vampires, but it'd be so fun to write a show where you're just like making fun of it and like celebrating it at the same time.
Yeah,
it's like MTV's Real World for vampires. Badass.
And there's a lot of things like they'd have like the coming out, type of thing.
Yeah,
like he's sitting at a table, and it looked very much like a million shows you've seen. I just want to come out and tell you that blah blah blah. And I'm like, I'm a vampire. I'm like, oh, it was just the subtleties in this were ridiculous.
I like too when Taika Waititi's characters like with his old lady girlfriend. Some people say, the age difference is really
that was hilarious.
Not cool, but I don't care if she's 83 years old. I'm robbing the cradle.
Just because
I'm robbing the cradle.
Just because I'm 3 times your age. Like, I mean, who cares? It's super funny. I think it's maybe Flight of the Conchords that I know him from.
Oh, man.
It might be something in Flight of the Conchords, but I feel like it's a different movie. Oh, he's the manager on Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah, that's right.
what it is.
Dude, I can't believe I didn't
That's what it
come
was.
right
Come
out.
on.
Yeah.
Come on,
Dude,
guys.
That guy
He's
is like
great.
He's so good. And there's some movie where they go to a costume party and the whole the people they don't know what the party's. They just think it's a costume party, but it's a Harry Potter themed costume party, and he's dressed up like Harry Potter, and he's like,
and nobody knows.
Yeah, like the main character of the movie doesn't know. I can't even remember which movie that is, but
Bobby hasn't seen it yet. Bobby, our first ever patron on Patreon. Bobby, we love you over here. Thank you so much for always tuning in and being supportive and hanging out with us and dealing with our technical difficulties at the beginning.
And Bobby, you'll love the movie, even if you don't like vampires. It's a character diatribe.
Yeah, if you've ever seen like Spinal Tap or any documentaries that are mockumentaries, like what's the Best in Show?
Yeah,
stuff like it's like that, but it put a bunch of vampires and they're flatmates, so they're like it's just really funny. They have a flat meeting where they're like they have a meeting where they're talking about you're not doing your responsibilities.
All these bloody dishes.
You're not doing the dishes and stuff like that. And like anybody
don't do dishes.
Anybody who's had roommates can relate to this. It's really hilarious.
Dude, I think Jermaine is kind of like the modern day Christopher Guest. His comedy style he's kind of similar.
Yeah, he's great.
My favorite line is what's the deal with virgins? And then one of them says, virgins are cool. And then Vladislav says, it's like if you're eating a sandwich. You would enjoy the sandwich much more if you knew someone hadn't fucked it.
Yeah, that was a good line. Yeah, so what do you guys think in the comments? Has anybody seen any of these movies? I got 5 of you there, besides Bobby, because Bobby hasn't seen it yet. But what's your favorite line?
Erin says she saw it. I'd be curious.
She did.
To know.
Yeah, I'm curious what her favorite parts are, or if she's just enjoying listening to our voices.
Who her favorite character is?
Hearing us. Are we going to harmonize for? There you go, Aaron. We harmonized for you. Since my baby
left me.
Hey, what's cool is over your shoulder, Dustin, I could see the reflection of the monitor.
Yeah, like Curtis is right there.
Dustin already said it. We're not werewolves. We're swearwolves.
Yeah, or we're werewolves. We're not swearwolves.
Yeah, everything about that. And they're like, yeah, but,
and then later,
besides the smell, and then they're like, and then they're like, but we opened the windows, and after a while, it wasn't so bad. It's great.
Yeah, and then later on when they're transforming, the alpha dogs over there cussing and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
like, but we're not swearwolves. And he's like, shut up, I'm mad right now.
I'm
Yeah.
very stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
It's hilarious.
Good job. Do you need a poo?
Yeah. There's that's another one too that you I mean on a rewatch.
Did somebody ask me if I needed to poo?
Are you guys walking the puppy over there, Curtis?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sway-
Because I was like,
Swayze-
I
I'm
heard
like,
was that
did
my-
some kind of weird porno coming out of my phone that I forgot to shut off?
do you need to poo? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Swayze had we
That
had to do the
escalated
double check.
quickly.
Yeah.
Uh,
I was like, I thought it was like
Speaking
tubing
of the
here for a
smell,
minute.
yeah, man. Well, I'm excited. So is the TV series as good as the show? I mean, is a movie?
I think so.
Is it the same actors in it?
Some.
Is Jermaine in it?
I think is he in it for the first season, or am I blending the two?
Or did they get a guy? Did they get a guy that looks like him?
They've got new vampires in there also.
Oh, okay.
the guy, one of the gay guys, the Joaquin, he's one of the vampires. in,
Yeah,
actually,
just
the
forget,
little
like,
guy
they
from
come in
Argentina.
and out too.
Yeah.
They like.
I
Joaquin.
haven't seen it, but yeah, whenever I was looking up the one that you said his voice cracked, he's one of the vampires in it. Harvey Guillen.
Naja is my favorite. I don't know who that is. Do you know who Naja is, Dustin?
Is Naja the dude with the really long hair and the beard? God damn it! I got to go back and watch this. I used to use this to fall asleep to.
Cool. Aaron says to watch the series. It's hilarious. Oh, she is in the series. Naja. Is it she?
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, Natasha. Mitra, this lady. Yeah.
Does
Yeah, she's hilarious.
Does
that actress?
Okay. Does Jackie Jackie end up in the show too? She was Deacon's servant for a while.
Oh, dude, I totally forgot Kristen Schall's in the TV show. Fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I like what wasn't it? Nick ended up turning Jackie in.
Yeah,
into
Nick
a vampire,
Nick ended
right?
up doing
Yeah.
that.
Like,
Yeah, which is hilarious.
Deacon
Another
off even more.
another thumb in the eye for Deacon. Hilarious. Yeah, I thought that was funny. Peter burst into flames in sunlight.
Yeah.
It was
Hey,
good.
hey, man, what's up? I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire hunter. Sure you are, man. Later.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't think of. I know I haven't seen all of his stuff, but I have not seen a bad Taika Waititi movie. So I definitely want to go back. I know he's doing a lot of big stuff now.
I don't think there are any bad Taika
Waititi.
Waititi movies.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't. Jojo Rabbit was amazing.
He's doing a Star Wars movie right
Yeah,
now.
I'm super interested in checking
Yeah.
that out.
Um,
I think he's a fucking genius on the level of like Monty Python movie level genius.
And I'm glad he's doing the big. I love Thor Ragnarok. I'm sure the Star Wars movie is going to be good, but I want to see him do more stuff like this. You know, like smaller scale stuff to where we dig in with the comedy more. You know,
He could be a fucking Peter Jackson though. He could do
sure.
He has the creative capability and spatially within a script to be able to like do something like that. Like Thor Ragnarok, when you first saw that, you're like, shit, this could be like a whole series of movies.
Mm-hmm.
And the interaction between Thor and Hulk,
mm-hmm.
the bro comedy,
it was so perfect,
so good. Nobody ever thought of doing that with those characters in the fucking 50 years they've been characters. Right.
And when you can see even in the movies, like the Thor as a character changes after that film.
Yeah.
He becomes, he's funnier and, he's more, he's not as serious, and it works better for that character.
Yeah,
Like,
before he was
maybe not
like
in the comics,
kind of an
but in the movies
airhead,
for sure.
but after Thor Ragnarok, he's in on it.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah, that's a good way of saying it. Very good
Yeah.
way of saying it.
Going back to Werewolves Within.
Back in time.
Josh Rubin, the director, I saw a preview to trailer for a movie called Scare Me, which has Aya Cash in it, who's the girl who plays the lady who plays Stormfront in The Boys.
Oh, she's awesome.
And she's fantastic. And I watched this trailer, and she's like a completely different character. But she looked really good in it. And I was like, man, this girl's really like got just a lot of charisma. It's like I kept looking, and then I realized, oh, that's like I had to do a search. Like, what else have I seen her in? And she doesn't look at anything the same. And it blew my mind. I was like, oh wow, that's Stormfront.
In
Holy
real
crap.
life, she looks like a person that could be in Portlandia.
Yeah.
She's like really, and she said the hardest thing for doing Stormfront was learning the German shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's like, I had no fucking prior German or anything. And like, that's wild.
Yeah.
She's a great actress.
She's really good. She's just a scene stealer. Like, she's so good.
Do you remember when you had to talk me out of that she wasn't in Raised by Wolves? I was like, no, dude, that's her. That's, Stormfront. And you're like, dude, it's not. I'm looking at it right now. I'm like,
it's not.
No way, dude. Yeah, both really good actresses.
Hey, Rajneesh is in the house. What's up, Rajneesh?
Hey, what's up, Raj? Good morning.
What were you going to say, Curtis?
No, I was just going to say, I wonder how many movies Google has saved, because before Google, do you remember watching a movie and seeing somebody like that, and you're like, who the fuck is that? What have I seen them in? And then you just can't enjoy the movie because you're just sitting there thinking, like, what the hell else have I seen them in? Like,
I'll tell you who Google hasn't saved, Curtis, was me. I fucking thought Lee Majors was in Buck Rogers my whole life. I've been living a lie until about a year ago. I was like, that isn't fucking Lee Majors. Felt like somebody
What did
told
you
me
think
that
he was in?
Felt like somebody told me it was the Berenstain Bears instead of Berenstein. It's like, what?
Yep.
Yeah,
the
it's
Mandela effect.
I thought he was Buck Rogers. I'm like, fuck yeah, man.
Lee Majors?
Lee Majors was the fall guy. Lee Majors was like the $6 million man who's fucking Buck Rogers.
Buck Rogers. I thought it was the guy from
Hardcastle and McCormick.
No, that was the wrong one. Scarecrow and Mrs. King.
That's Bruce Boxleitner, bro. Bruce Boxleitner. Speaking of, they're doing a Babylon 5 reboot.
Yeah, I heard.
You couldn't even wait till the man was dead. How dare you?
It's the same showrunner, too. The same creator is going to do the Babylon 5 thing, so we'll see how that goes.
I was the very rare Trekkie or Trekker that was also a super Star Wars nerd that also really liked Babylon 5.
Yeah, I like Babylon. I like calling Babylon 5 a Star Trek series. I was like, I liked Babylon 5.
It's the best Star Trek
Yeah,
series.
no, well, Deep Space Nine is my second favorite, right behind Babylon 5. And
they were out around the same time, too.
Yeah, I know.
Give somebody a fucking crippling ice cream headache.
Yeah, that's exactly. I wanted to do I still might, but I wanted.
It's not at all.
It's not
completely different universe.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not related at all.
Super badass. It holds up okay. It holds up like any of the old Star Treks.
I wanted to do a thing that's like the Hard Times or the Onion, and do it with some kind of nerd thing that reports news and writes stories, but it's like you just get it slightly wrong because the comic and sci-fi nerds, they're so like they're just waiting to catch somebody who got it wrong.
Fucking lose their mind.
That was not written by so and so. That was the blah 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 era. Blah blah blah. Dude, that's a DC character. Whatever. Like that kind of nerd would give them a nosebleed if they saw that. It would be so much fun to write bogus articles. Yeah, it would be really good. Yeah, what's Clint Howard cast to play Mitzelplick.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Actually, that'd be amazing.
I know, it would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So,
You see
Well,
the
which-
We're the Miller's Kid? Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, where the
the-
Miller's kid could be Mitzelplick. Is that what
Well,
you're gonna say?
he's Adam Warlock.
No shit.
The,
Is he gonna beef up for
And-
that?
I don't. Well,
Beefcake.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know how what he looks like now. He was in
Beefcake.
something else I saw recently, but it's still a few years old.
Dude, I love
But yeah,
that.
he's gonna-
Meet the Millers. Do you remember that movie, Clint?
yeah.
Me and Sue.
That's my
still
credo.
say-
That's my credo.
we always say like, what is it?
No regrets.
No regret.
No
No,
reg-
regrets. Not one, huh? Not even one letter.
Not
we
even one.
say that on a monthly basis
Yeah.
at least.
No regrets. That's my credo.
Not even one letter.
Yeah, that's my credo. That's what I keep saying. My credo. Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, that one's great.
Have any of y'all watched the damn it, the Apple TV series with him? I'm having
Ted Lasso?
Ted Lasso. Yeah, I'm
No,
having
I
a brain
haven't
fart.
seen it yet.
I've
but
seen one episode and I loved it. I thought it was really good. And it's one of those shows that everyone is like, it's the greatest
Yeah.
show ever. And it makes you almost not want to watch it because everybody says that. But
Yeah.
it's really good. And
people are shitting themselves like they shit themselves on Parks and Rec
yeah.
over Ted Lasso. They're like going.
But I really like
going
Parks
hard
and
in the
Rec.
paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I like Parks and Rec maybe better than The Office, which some people would be like, how could you?
I like Parks and Rec better than The Office too, and I love The Office. Just so many good characters on Parks and Rec, and it's like more like relatable, I think.
Yeah.
Whatever. What other vampire comedies are like, oh shit, before we get into that, you know a vampire movie we never talked about, me and Curtis, and I can't believe we never did? Near Dark. Do you remember this vampire movie? It's got
that's got Paxton in it, doesn't it?
it's got Paxton
No.
in it. It's got a
It
couple
does?
of
Yeah, okay.
yeah, it's got the dude that was Bishop on Aliens.
Yeah, okay.
You know that
I mean, it's been
actor?
forever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a great vampire movie.
Lance Henriksen.
Yeah, yeah, it is a
Yeah.
great vampire movie. It's got the
Yeah, that-
creepiest
that was a-
vampire child.
Clive Barker one. I
Yeah.
think Clive Barker did that one. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I need to rewatch that one now. Actually, now.
You know how we were saying like Star's friend? We were like, get this kid the fuck out of here. What's his
Yeah.
name with the jacket?
Who?
The kid that hangs out with
Vlad-
Star in Lost
Vladdy.
Boys. Vladdy, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It's
Laddie.
got a Laddie character, but is actually like really creepy and really cool.
You give me a 1996 flashback.
Dude, Near Dark. Got to watch it again.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch that.
They're like riding around and they're like trying to duct tape. The sun's coming up and they're duct taping tinfoil on the van windows.
Rajneesh says Ron Swanson is who I want to be when I grow old.
Right on.
Hell yeah, yeah. Ron Swanson's awesome.
He's the best. Do you see the one where like Lucy Lawless is on that one? Where like Ron Swanson decides that the government is so broken down that they can't fix a pothole in the street, so he's going to go fix it himself. And like it's right in front of Lucy. Lucy Lawless is the one. Xena Warrior Princess is the one that calls it in, and she's like kind of like do-it-yourselfer, woman power or whatever. And she's like out there like kind of talking trash to him, and he's like taking it, being old school Ron Swanson. And at the end, they end up dating, and they're like, "Dude, you like her?" And he's like, "No, I'm just a principled man in an unprincipled world." And she, does this whole Ron Swanson thing. In the end, she like asks him on a date. It's pretty awesome. And then they turn into vampires.
Dude, if you do a Google search for flowers in potholes, it's really funny. There's a lot of people where like the city won't fix the damn
Yeah.
potholes, so they go in there and they plant flowers in the road in those potholes, and it's super super hilarious. Like
Badass.
okay, city, you're not gonna fix these, so they do that. Next thing you know, there's a whole bunch of flowers in the street.
Badass.
It's
Have
great.
a rose bush.
Yeah,
coming up
it's
out of the
it's
street.
great. It's really funny. If you get bored, look that up because it's pretty funny. Yes, sir. Cool. Well, any thing else exciting with you guys this week? You got any fun news?
I think it's crazy that they're doing the Scream 5, and I also saw that they're remaking Home Alone.
Whoa.
Yep.
What?
No.
Yep, they're remaking Home Alone, and
Boom, boom,
who's
boom.
the mom? The mom is a famous comedian, which is British comedian, which is pretty funny. The you know who the bad guy is the guy from? Have you guys ever seen that Amazon Prime show Catastrophe?
No.
He also played the guy that throws up acid on everybody from Deadpool 2. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That guy is hilarious. And there's a show called Catastrophe where he's an American that ends up marrying a British woman, and it's freaking hilarious. It's worth watching.
Who's playing Macaulay Culkin?
Just some British kid. And the dude from Simon Pegg's buddy from the Shaun of the Dead plays a cop in it. And the kid, I mean, I don't want to just I feel bad for this kind of overweight kid, but he looks like he could be that actor's kid. And maybe he is. I'm talking on my ass now, but go look it up.
Who are you talking about?
The actor from Shaun of the Dead. The bigger gentleman, not
oh,
Simon Pegg. He's in it, and he plays a cop. And basically, they leave him there. And Pete Holmes is the dad. It's some British actress is the mom, and Pete Holmes plays the dad. Yeah, they did not need to remake that.
Raj says just cancel Christmas now.
Yeah, fucking A. Although, Rajneesh, I'm glad so many Brits are getting on some American cinema. I'm sick of fucking, all these Americans having to have British accents because we can't get work visas for you guys to come over here and film in Toronto to make American movies.
Talking about? Are you?
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Dude, all the time.
Our last two Spider-Men have been British people.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
The current one and the one before.
But oftentimes they have to get Gwyneth Paltrow or somebody to do a British accent.
Gwyneth Paltrow is British.
What?
I don't know.
No, she's not. For a second, I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, how can I argue with that? I'm the same guy that thought Lee Majors was Buck Rogers.
She's married to a Brit.
Was. Baby daddy.
Yeah.
Waterfalls.
Snap.
All right, here we go. I had to.
Yeah, so I thought that was crazy. I'm glad I broke that news here.
That is crazy. I mean, again, why?
Look at this.
That's great.
Yeah. Like, oh, my city doesn't want to fix my potholes? No problem. We're just going to fill them up with flowers.
Look, we've made art. We're so ironic. Look, Mom and Dad, you were wrong. I really did change the world. That one's good.
Yeah, they're great. I think it's hilarious.
Actually, it's fucking badass because people can swerve to avoid some gazaleas.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard to fucking avoid a pothole.
Yeah, and it's just a nice, speaking of thumb in the eye, it's a nice way to just tell your
I'd get out of the way of some calla lilies, Clint.
That's right. All right. Brit actors can do American accents, but American actors always fail at doing British accents. That's right.
Go watch Spinal Tap again, Rajneesh.
Oh, yeah. Go watch Spinal Tap.
Drop.
Burn. Yeah, we've got British friends that are like, dude, there's no way those are fake accents.
Yeah.
Spinal Tap is the...
I got to say, Gwyneth Paltrow in Sliding Doors, not too bad.
What about about Gillian Anderson? Gillian Anderson?
Is she British?
She's British, but she's also American. She grew up in Chicago, but she's also British.
She's one of those fucking Madonna Brits.
So
their accent comes and goes.
Yeah, so she just won some major awards, and she's been doing all
Oh
these.
yeah, she was on The Crown. Or
Yeah.
yeah. She's fucking good on that.
Yeah. Oh, she play Margaret Thatcher? Is that who she plays?
I think so.
Yeah. But she just
The
won.
Iron Lady.
So it's really weird because sometimes you hear her and she sounds like Scully, and then sometimes she's like, what? Like British? What? If you grew up with X-Files and all of a sudden you see her in another show, you're like, damn, she's just doing a pretty good accent. But that's a genuine thing. Yes, Spinal Tap is an anomaly. Gwyneth Paltrow's accent was god awful.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, you can't please everybody.
You know
We just
who's
need to
was really
get together
great?
and have.
Go ahead, Curtis.
No, we just need to all get together and have accents like Carrie Elways, the guy from Princess Bride.
Oh fuck yeah.
Because he was same thing. He was born in England, but then moved somewhere in the United States, and he's got this weird like hybrid,
Yeah, he's got a theater
British
voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I call that the theater voice, where you can do Shakespeare in the park, or
be a street cop or something. Yeah.
Man,
Well,
my wife doesn't like Princess Bride. I have a crisis of faith
Huh?
every time I think about that.
Dude, the worst accent was Katie Sackhoff, who does who is Kara Thrice on Battlestar Galactica. But she was in, I think it was Supergirl on the CW, and I think it was that show.
Please say it was like a Russian accent or
No,
something.
it was a British accent, but it was so bad. It was really bad.
Oh man, that's
bad,
awesome.
Bad. No, it wasn't even that. I think it was Batgirl. It was terrible.
Dude, I actually like Rajneesh probably gives him a bad ice cream headache, but I love it when people have terrible accents. I'm like, oh God. It's so uncomfortable.
Who's Carrie? I don't even know who that is. Carrie Elwes?
He's Wesley. He's the Dread Pirate Roberts and Princess Bride.
Yeah, Wesley
Oh,
from the Princess Bride.
I gotcha.
He's fucking great. I like that TV show Psych, and his fucking character basically plays himself. He's fucking awesome. Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah, throw that accent under the jail. Amber Heard's accent and Snyder Cut.
Remind me to talk to you after we're done with this off the air. Yeah.
She slide into your DMs, Clint?
No.
Yeah, what's up, dog? Give me the real skinny on that.
No. Let's see here. Cool, dude. Let's see here. I had an article that I thought might be interesting to talk about that I found. First of all, Paul McCartney slams the Rolling Stones, calling them a blues cover band.
Ooh. You know what's weird?
Guess who I sent that to?
Oh, badass.
I sent it to Natch.
He never liked them. Paul McCartney, like John, like who was it? Mick Jagger used to kind of follow around the Beatles, and in that Let It Be like thing, I think Mick Jagger's like in there in the audience or something, or some performance they had. Mick Jagger's like in the audience, and I think John Lennon kind of regarded him, but Paul McCartney is like, man, Paul McCartney is like fucking all team top team for fucking throwing shade. He's like really good.
Yeah, he's like the last man standing practically.
But when he like shades on somebody, it's like he doesn't come right out and be like, that guy's a douche. But he'll just say some shit and you'll be like, oh, Sir Paul, you've hurt me, sir.
So check this out. I read this article, and it's a Daredevil showrunner Stephen S. DeKnight announces he will no longer work with Marvel after discovering editor-in-chief C.B. Kabulski used to pretend to be an Asian comic creator. Stephen S. Knight, the Spartacus creator and Daredevil Season 2 showrunner, who recently began to dip into the realm of comic book writing with a series of short Marvel stories surrounding some of the company's more street-level heroes, has announced that he will no longer work with the comic book publisher after discovering that C.B. Kowalski was promoted to and kept his current role as editor-in-chief despite having a documented history of falsely representing himself as an Asian comic creator. And then it gets into this means. Prior to his stint as editor-in-chief, Kowalski worked for Marvel beginning in the early 2000s, serving variously as the publisher's talent liaison, associate editor, and senior VP before being promoted to his current position. However, due to a Marvel rule which barred editorial staff from creating comics, either for the publisher or for a competitor, without special permission, and in the case of said permission was granted, asserted that said individual could not be paid for said work, Kowalski began to write under the pseudonym Akira Yoshida. Basing the pseudonym off of his then current residence in Japan and his ability to speak Japanese. This I was like, well, this is getting crazy.
Yeah.
Ability to speak Japanese. Kowalski would then go on to write a number of Japanese-themed titles for Marvel, including Elektra, The Hand, and Wolverine Soul Taker, which leaned heavily on Japanese imagery and self-purported by Yoshida to be influenced by his own Japanese identity, which is crazy. So I was reading this. Eventually, in 2017, then Image Comics brand manager David Brothers called attention to Kowalski's identity as the Asian creative, prompting the longtime Marvel staffer to admit, after years of denial, that he and Yoshida were one and the same. So I stopped writing under the pseudonym Akira Yoshida. Damn it, I got to pop up.
Did this guy also create Bitcoin?
No. After about a year, said Kowalski in a statement issued to Bleeding Cool editor Rich Johnson at the time, it wasn't transparent, but it taught me a lot about writing, communication, and pressure. He continued, I was young and naive and had a lot to learn back then, but this is all old news that hasn't been dealt with, and now Marvel's new editor-in-chief... Now, as Marvel's new editor-in-chief, I'm turning a new page, and I'm excited to start sharing all my Marvel experiences with up-and-coming talent around the globe. So basically, it's like, cool, I did that when I was young and dumb. Now we're moving forward. Sorry about that, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was interesting, but this other guy who was the showrunner for Daredevil was like,
right.
I don't want to work with Marvel if this guy's there. But I was thinking about it, I'm like, how bad... And I'm hypothetically, I'm not picking a side or anything like that, but I'm like, how bad is it? Like, how is like this is cultural appropriation, right? But like, I feel like I was talking to Curtis about it earlier. I was like, I feel like if you're doing like stereotype tropes and like stereotypes and like Fu Manchu is an ugly Asian portrayal of Asian. It's a stupid American, guy years and years and years ago. We've come a long way, but this was not that long ago. But this guy is coming from a position of living in Japan. He had a residence in Japan. He spoke the language.
This guy was the Eminem of Japanese people.
Yeah, it's like he actually had a love for the culture and is trying to create. And he was in a situation which it is shady that he was doing it under a pen name so that he could still get paid and do work while he's in this position, because apparently there were rules against it.
It's like being a musician that's an A&R person and signing yourself.
Exactly.
That's exactly what he did.
It's exactly what he did. So, but my question is like, and also to take it further, it kind of like the whole. There's a lot of make believe in nerd culture anyway. Like you're playing D&D,
totally LARPing it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's LARPing. His
avatar was an anime character, and he lived it and believed it.
Yeah, and became Yoshida and wrote stories that way. And it's like when you're playing you're not a paladin when you're you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not
When
British
you're
and I
like,
wasn't
yeah.
a knight. When I was playing a wizard, I wasn't actually a wizard. So it's like I don't know, it's weird. Okay, if I'm a Chicano guy who's playing a wizard who's English, you know what I mean? Am I culturally appropriating that? And I know I get it, but I feel like is the Daredevil showrunner guy making too big of a deal out of it, or is
He
he
might just not like that guy.
yeah?
And he was like, fuck that guy, and I hate him, but, because he stepped on my D one time, but he also did this.
Yeah, and I'm not saying either way. I just read this article and I thought this is an interesting conversation, and I thought we all might have some interesting takes, and also people in the comments might have some interesting
I have
takes
a hot
on that
take
because
on it if you're
because
interested.
yeah, because also you could take it this way too. It's like, okay, well, if that happens, then is it wrong for me to pick an Asian avatar on the video games that I'm playing because I'm not Asian, or is it because he's
Right.
profiting from it, that he's pulling money out of the pockets of people who are Asian that are actual writers, and he's stealing the money out of their pockets? That's or like that also I was like, okay, well, were the gay couple in Werewolves Within actually gay? And if one of them was, maybe, and one of them wasn't, is it bad of that guy to play a gay character because he's pulling money out of a gay actor's pocket? And we could go all day. Okay, well then is Shia LaBeouf? He did a movie not too long ago where he played a Latino, like a Chicano, like he was a cholo, and he had tattoos, and he was awesome, and all of us Latinos loved him. He was badass. Like, he was really good. And I looked online, and they were trying to start some stuff about that, and all of the Mexicans loved him. They were like, dude, he was badass, because he was. I'm like, cool, he's honorary.
Yeah. They jumped him in.
Yeah,
American meat.
exactly.
I'm going on the inside.
But yeah, so I was like, there's a whole bunch, and I was telling Curtis earlier, I was like, clearly the dude in Short Circuit playing an Indian guy today would not fly. You know, like,
shit.
you remember that? I was
Yeah.
thinking about
Damn.
this got my head like thinking. It's like, how bad is it? How bad is what this guy did? And is it like, okay, that was years ago, it was a decade ago, should we move forward, or
I think so.
It's like, I don't even remember what year I said
I'm
this
looking
happened in.
at it.
So what's your hot take?
I'm looking at it from a different angle. The showrunner guy might be like, that's fucked up. He used his position to push his own thing. And what kind of like set of morals with him at a higher level in this company does that set out? Like, what does that say about us, about our being objective to the work and doing the kind of, working with these creatives? But my take is, and this is kind of, I'm coming at it kind of sideways. Let's put the cultural appropriation thing aside just for a second. If there was, from my experience, an A&R person that was in a band and went through the shit, got screwed over, did well, didn't do well, came out the other side, I would appreciate that more as an artist, working with that person, having known what it was like to create a comic series, characters, writing, how to keep the continuity of everything. He's probably in an elevated special to his experience only to deal with creatives.
Who the guy who did that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's fucked up that that's the way he got there. But he has a unique perspective that none of these other executives, because they weren't allowed to actually produce their own content or anything like that, is going to have perspective on.
Yeah, and he's talented, apparently, Like,
I think I remember that Wolverine run. I think I remember dipping into that for a hot second.
And this was 2005-ish.
Yeah.
Back when this all went down. Curtis, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, that's
So Dustin, you're saying put the cultural appropriation, because that's the first thing I thought that this was about. You're saying like
two sins that are going on here.
You're saying if you're a cheater and a rule breaker at this company and now you're in charge, this is a bullshit place to work.
Yeah, there's two ethical missteps.
Got it.
promoting somebody that has fucking circumvented the system to their own benefit in some case, promoting that person. And then what does that say about the culture of that? If you were to look at that only and not the cultural appropriation,
and let him get away with it.
You let him get away with it, or maybe don't let him get away with it. But I say that if this guy somehow does get away with it, he's in a unique position to help promote and, maybe he can't be a creative, but in the way that Kathleen Kennedy, people shit on her or whatever, but she has not just been a fucking producer. She's been creatively involved with she's in a unique position.
Right.
It's similar. It's strangely similar to that. I mean, he probably doesn't have all the fucking baggage that comes along with the Disney thing, but
right.
But I can see that guy, that was he did Daredevil, and what was the other thing he did?
The director who started writing comic books recently,
right?
He was the one that did the Daredevil, and
he did the other IP.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I was surprised. The other thing you said surprised me more than.
Yeah, he's it's Stephen S. DeKnight. He did Spartacus.
I love Spartacus.
And season 2 of Daredevil.
I know I'm not alone. Spartacus was one of the best things that nobody saw on fucking streaming TV.
Hey, and so let's hear Curtis's take. I don't mean to cut you off there, but I just wanted to get the crux, the main idea, and repeat what Dustin was saying, and let's get over to you, man.
I think the cultural appropriation thing is definitely there. If you look at the time, Asian influence was big in comics.
He did pull a Tom Cruise Last Samurai.
Well, yeah, but to your point though, Wolverine had done the whole samurai thing with Wolverine had been around since like the 80s, that
Mariko.
wasn't anything new. So yeah,
Wolverine graphic novels.
But that's the thing too is that so he was living in Japan. It's not like he was some dude living in his mom's basement in Kansas, like selling it this way. He could identify and relate and did on a regular basis with the culture. But at the same time, like you were saying, they were obviously looking for that style, and someone who was actually Japanese could have gotten that job. I mean, so I don't know. That's an iffy part, but I think the main thing probably with this with the showrunner is that he's probably knows him a little bit better and is like, he was shady on that deal. Like, I'm just not going to work with him because of he's shady. Like, he's going to do whatever is best for him, not what's best for the show, not what's best for the crew, not what's best for my people. Whatever is best for him is what he's going to do, whether it's allowed or not. And I'm not going to work with a guy like that. It's probably more of that, I think, than
that he's a rule breaker and it's dishonest. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's not. He's dishonest.
My feeling
Rajneesh,
is he knows the guy personally. That's my feeling.
Rajneesh says, I found the Indian caricature profoundly offensive as someone from an Indian background, as it was essentially brownface. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. I can't believe they got away with that. Granted, it was the 80s, you know what I mean? And but that's crazy. In this situation with a comic book writer, you'd have to ask East Asian diaspora. I agree. It's just weird. It's different. It's different for me where it's like if somebody's dressing up like an Asian person, that's one thing. You know what I mean? But if somebody like for me, like a pen name, it's supposed to be a secret identity. You know what I mean? Like if a woman writes a book as a man under a man's pen name and it's a pen name, are we supposed to get pissed at the woman for doing that? You know what I mean? It's like, if somebody dresses up, say somebody grew up, I'm half Hispanic. Like, this wouldn't count for me, but if but if I wasn't and I grew up in the Valley, you know, in a neighborhood that was all Hispanic, and grew up with that culture, and I wrote a book under an assumed name, yeah, they're gonna say it's cultural appropriation. But if something about a pen name is supposed to be a secret identity,
Yeah.
you know, so it's weird. It's weird. That's what I was saying. It's for me, it's a blurry line. I know it's wrong. But it in a weird way, because it's a pen name. A pen name to me is supposed to misdirect people. That's what a pen name is.
It becomes a strange philosophical discussion because, like you said, like we know, you know, people, you and I that grew up in the Valley, and if you didn't see them in real life, you talk to them on the phone, you'd think they were anybody else
Yeah.
from the Valley. You know what I mean? And because that is their experience. They lived that culture. You know what I mean? They didn't like go home to their white home and they did white stuff and wore fucking sweaters and ate fucking like, you know, meatloaf and shit. They fucking are from the Valley and lived like, you know.
That brings the Carlos Mencia situation. He's like, did he have a German last name? Carlos Mencia. That's like
something.
It's a weird, like
Mitzi Shore told him to change his name. Yeah.
But his experience, he grew up with poor like Mexicans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's his experience. So that's crazy. And then he gets called out for being a fraud, but he's like, dude, that's my story. Now, stealing other people's jokes is a different story.
They're looking to crucify that guy for a long time.
But yeah, it's an interesting philosophical debate. It's exactly how I would frame it.
Yeah, if he fucking lived in Japan and he was just like, you know, crying on his pillow at night, wishing he was Japanese.
But see, and I think that's where it kind of gets weird with the line, is because if he had just had a pen,
I got you,
and he was Akira Yoshido or whatever it was, and then he wrote whatever books. Okay, that's one thing. If he was just you know, had a different pen name, was like Tom Smith, but he wrote these great Asian books that celebrated the culture. That's another thing. But doing both and representing himself as this Asian guy or Japanese guy writing these Japanese stories, like it's kind of like lying to your fans too.
It's dicey.
Like,
it is dicey.
It's morally dicey for sure. At best,
thinking
it's morally dicey. You know what would help, Curtis?
Reading these awesome stories and then seeing that picture of that big fat white guy, and it's like, here he is, Akira Yoshido. Like, it's like, what the fuck?
You know, I'd be really interested, Curtis, to talk to his peers that were Japanese. They might have been like, this fucking guy's down. He might have fucking eaten fucking.
He's
yeah. They might have been like, this is our boy.
Maggots, Michael.
You know what I mean?
Maggots,
sure.
Michael.
Maggots, Michael. You're
hey,
eating maggots.
Check this out. Rajneesh says,
you want some spaghetti?
That was hilarious. That ripping that off was so funny. It's my own take. Biscotti.
Yeah, biscotti. Yeah, that's fucking.
Reason why people get emotional about cultural appropriation is because it wasn't long ago that people doing racial caricatures was done to insult non-white. They were laughing at us, not with us. Yes, absolutely.
You're absolutely right,
absolutely
brother.
right, dude. I appreciate that contribution, and that's something for people to definitely to remember and think about. And the interesting thing with this, and that adds another layer to what I was trying to say about this guy, is that he speaks Japanese and has a residence in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
He has a love for the culture. He's definitely not making fun. Like, he has a reverence for this culture. Japanese is hard. That, like, if you're for a white guy, Japanese is a difficult language, and it's like to know that this guy spoke Japanese, had a residence over there. Like, maybe he grew up in there and was a military brat. Maybe he grew up there. I don't know what his story is, but that's the deal. It's like, man, this guy clearly has a love for that culture, and put it into his work. So that's what made me question a little bit. But yeah, some random ding dong, doing brown face or black face or any face. Like, dude, you shouldn't do that. And clearly, I know that's the case. It's just this because he has a love of the culture and able to pull it off to the point where nobody even suspected. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty, to me, that seems like a difficult feat. I'm gonna write something and nobody's gonna even suspect that it
seems like other Asian comic people would have called him out if it bothered him.
Yeah,
surely
but
other people within that small club.
Somebody had to know.
Yeah.
It just occurred to me too. I was like, he might have grown up there. Like if he was a military kid. There's a lot of military.
True.
I have friends that were stationed there and stuff.
Rajneesh, what do you think, bud? Since you're
he's got a comment here. Cultural appreciation is a beautiful thing. Hold on there. But like I said, asking an Asian Americans or someone of Japanese descent to see if it's insulting would give us more accurate.
I agree.
Absolutely, man.
Well, what do you think about Sir Ben Kingsley doing Gandhi? I mean, it's true. I think he really studied that character and he really tried to breathe life into that character. But, when I was in my late teens, early 20s, and I put the two together, I'm like, wait a minute, Ben Kingsley isn't Indian. Gandhi's Indian. Same thing with like Yul Brynner with like The King and I and stuff like that.
And also the Kiwi guy who's the Rock's older brother in Hobbs and Shaw. He's in Training Day as a cholo.
Yeah.
He's not Hispanic, but he plays a damn good cholo.
Yep. Hispanic and Native American people have been getting the shaft over here. The actor, they never got in the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, they never got the roles that they could have or should have gotten or whatever.
Back in the old cowboy shows,
Yeah.
I go to my folks' place and they'll have all kinds of Burt Reynolds was supposed to be a Native American.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
Little Big Man. It's really weird.
Great film, but yeah.
Yeah, great film, but weird, right? When you think about it.
Yeah.
It is weird getting old and seeing all the stuff that you like when we were kids. We're like, you didn't think anything of
Could
of
you
any of this
imagine
stuff.
if they
You know
called
what I mean?
Dustin Hoffman's old ass out for like and dragged him out in the public for Tootsie and fucking Little Big Man?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, and that's the thing for movies like that. It's like there wasn't going to be representation.
Yeah. What the
but
fuck do you
now
do?
that-
And then
now that-
I'm sorry, Curtis. Go ahead.
Hey, one
No, I was just gonna
at
say-
a time, guys. One at a time.
Nowadays, it's just different. There is more representation. Definitely not as much as there should be, but so yeah, if they were to remake Gandhi and stick another white guy in there, that would be very interesting to see how
Yeah.
the crowd would react. Like
Yeah, they couldn't pull that shit.
What?
Raj says Ben Kingsley is half Indian, so he's slightly
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know
then
that.
fucking A, Ben Kingsley. You just fucking won me
But-
back.
It says, but
I
he's
fell
still
in love
messed
with
up.
you all over again.
But it's still messed up. The Kiwi actor seems to be slightly different as he plays other ethnicities respectfully and with dignity.
Yeah, I feel like, and what do you think about like Yul Brynner and stuff like that? I mean, some of these actors, like fucking John Wayne played Genghis Khan. He didn't even change his accent. I am Genghis Khan. I am the ruler of the Mongolian
We're
people.
gonna go and we're
Yeah,
gonna get the
but
Chinese.
Yul Brynner,
we're gonna have to put up a wall.
Yeah, totally. That's a fucking travesty. But like Yul Brynner doing like The King and I and shit. Like some of these actors, they have deep appreciation for the culture. Yeah, it's like hard, right? I guess acting, it's kind of like how music is, right? There's a shitload of actors out there and it's so pervasive on so many different medium. They can find the right actor, the right race, the right everything. Maybe a long time ago, it was harder to bring these productions that were basically Western productions and inject.
What about a gay role being played by a straight actor?
Well,
Is that
Robin Williams' Birdcage. He played that brilliantly, and it's a great fanfare at the time from the gay community.
Yeah. Yeah. And what about Tu Wan Fu?
Yeah, we've talked about this
Yeah.
before. Remember, you
Yeah,
got like
I
kind of
just-
nervous about it.
Yeah, I was like,
You're
oh,
like,
but what do you? It's just,
we're
I
gonna
just
get
wonder.
canceled?
I just wonder what would happen if these movies came out today. If somebody was going to say,
Oh, they'd get lit up
Tu
like a
Wan Fu
fucking
is
Christmas tree.
yeah, but like
Fucking light their ass up.
more so like a straight actor playing a gay role. Or somebody going to say, hey man, we've got gay actors. Like, can you hire them? You know what I mean? Or like. Or is that okay? Like, you know,
that was the big criticism for the show that came out. I just went blank on it, but it's
Brokeback.
the guy that the guy that did Hamilton.
Oh yeah.
He did recently a show about the Heights. Is it In the Heights? Or
Oh
whatever?
yeah.
And they felt like there wasn't enough like Latinx and darker skin Latinx folks represented, and he even got heat. I mean that. I'm a cis white, heterosexual dude with 3 kids, so I'm no judge of like the numbers of who's being represented in the film. But
Right.
I think Emmanuel really tried to represent. I mean, that's how he grew up. You know what I mean? I think he really tried to do it. So I don't know, man. It's so hard these days. People are hypercritical, and I think there's a desperation to, now that the floodgates are opening for all people, their individual, how they identify, to rush to be represented. So, but it'll all happen. It's getting, I feel like I'm old now, right? From the shit I saw when I was a kid on TV and movies to the shit you see now, I promise you, people younger than me, I promise you it's getting better. And we should be very optimistic that, like,
The thing is, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like, I think even old ass, weird, scared white people are getting more open-minded about everything.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And I think we're eliminating some of the cancer in our culture from previous generations that held back, representation and stuff like that.
Well, that's what's interesting is that, like you were saying before, there's a certain number of tons and tons of actors,
Mhm.
and there's tons and tons of musicians and blah blah blah. But a certain number of them are at a certain level, and like that's that you've got to go with what is the best with what you have.
Right.
And let's be honest, a movie's not going to some nationwide search
Yeah.
for a movie that may or may not tank or whatever. I think that's what's interesting about the most diverse nation in the world is that we still have problems with diversity in jobs,
Yeah.
not just acting, in any higher level job, in the political sphere, in representation in TV and movies and everywhere else. Like it's like that's we're the most diverse nation in the world,
Yeah.
and that's our biggest issue. Like it doesn't make any sense, and yet it kind of does.
I think that's true, and in some movies there's just nothing you could do. Like there's no one else that could have played that part that Matt Damon played in The Great Wall. I just feel like if you're, I'm obviously kidding.
I was like, wait, what? What do you think of Vladislav? What do you think about this? All right. Oh yeah. Hey, we got let's see here.
For all of you out there, if you're thinking about doing that, just don't do it.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Don't do it. Do not write comics under a pseudonym of another culture. As messed up as the past is, it's not productive to judge movies from the 50s and 60s by today's standards unless the point of the movie was to outwardly insult a certain people. I absolutely agree.
I'm glad you said that,
and I'm
man.
glad you said that too.
It is super different.
A part of the debate of white actors playing roles from other backgrounds is that film and TV industry isn't diverse, and it's taking roles away from the actors that come from those backgrounds.
I feel like
right. I promise I didn't steal your comment, Raj. We were just thinking on the same way.
What's lucky, Raj, is I feel like that will never happen again in the history of the world unless we have a reset. Like if all the hard drives are wiped clean and they don't have any of the streaming content, because all these different markets have awesome movies now that come from them.
Let's see here.
and these actors
He
are
says,
getting known.
say what you, Rajin says, say what you want about the issues in America. At least you guys will admit you have problems. Here in the UK, society is in a state of denial and won't admit issues here.
Well,
Yeah, I think,
only half of America will admit that we have problems. The other half will not.
yeah, and that's because I feel like as an idiot who's only visited the UK a couple of times, I feel like y'all are proper. So it would be improper to bring up all of these problems. You're supposed to pretend that everything's cool because you never let them see you sweat. That's
Right.
you know. But yeah, hopefully the whole world will. I think slowly. I think entertainment and just culture in general is slowly evolving. And like Dustin said, like we're old. If you like time warped back to when we were young and the things that like I see it in old TV shows
Shit
and
is
stuff
fucked up.
like 15 years ago, and I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, I can't believe that. So we're getting better. It's gonna be good.
And someday, fucking werewolves will get to play werewolves finally.
That's right.
There won't be these fucking.
That is right. Yeah, man.
Man, we got
and at the
off
same
it,
t-
right? That was almost as gnarly as the DMT fucking jag we took that one time.
Well, no, I mean that's with this article.
Yeah.
I that's why I wanted to talk about it because I thought it was interesting. It's just like this guy pretended to be Japanese, but he had a love for the culture and a knowledge of the culture, and it's a pen name. So is it bad or is it? Yeah, of course it's bad. But and then also he's a dishonest liar who's been promoted instead of getting fired and run off. And
what's weird is 1980, 1990. The dishonest liar is the major fucking sin, cultural sin that you promoted yourself. You're in a position, it's like the fucking A&R person signing himself.
Right.
Fast forward today, people are almost like, hey, you did it. Good on you.
Hey, you got away with it.
On that part. And the fucking cultural appropriation thing is like
is the bigger sin.
Interestingly enough.
Like some people might be impressed. Wow, I'm impressed you got away with it.
Like, yeah,
and that was 15 years ago. And that's another thing, like Rajneesh talking about, like you can't go back judging all these super old movies way back. And like, I was talking to a mom about this, and she was telling me, we were talking about different things and different people getting canceled, and she was saying it's weird because I have kids and they're looking for stuff to cancel. She's like, my children, they're like, they're just looking for the next thing, like scrolling and just looking, and they're like, Mom, blah 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 in this show, we need to cancel this actor. And she's like, Hun, that was 18 years ago.
Yeah.
Like it was different back then. It's just, yeah, but that person is in this movie now. Like, yeah, you don't need to go back and like culture was different back then, and like they say a certain word in a movie. It's like like Spicoli in the 80s. He says some pretty messed up stuff that wouldn't fly today. You know what I mean? And we're like, and so I mean, you can't go back and go. I mean, you can.
Yeah.
Anybody can do anything they want. There's a lot of people trying to, but it's a crazy.
It gets to be like the German Stasi at some point, where you're like, it says here that once upon a time you said this against the state. You know what I mean?
And by the way, Dustin's married to German, so he's not culturally appropriating German stuff.
Yeah, so suck it, Germans. Want to shies on me.
Yeah, but
and at the same time, when you're talking about actors and stuff, they are doing this stuff. This is their job. They do it in the. How many of you?
They're following a script. You're right.
I know there's tons of stuff that I don't want anybody to go back and dig that I did that I know now was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Things that I said that I know were stupid. But nobody saw that, or probably all saw half of it. But friends and people saw it. Like, it wasn't on TV. It wasn't recorded. Like, they can't prove this stuff.
Yeah.
We're going back and digging this stuff up because it's there to dig up, because that's their job. It has to be on screen. It has to be recorded. And, if especially too, if you're an actor or whatever, you're trying to get some work and you got this crappy script and this crappy director, it's going to be like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to get through this movie and, try to move forward and have some success. It's It's hard. You got to put yourself in their shoes a little bit, at least.
Yeah, they didn't know this shit was going to be on YouTube.
Yeah, they're
They
like,
thought
nobody's
at
ever gonna see
worst
this
there was
movie.
going to be a
Like,
fuzzy fucking VHS of them for like 20 seconds at a movie.
Well, it was cool that mom though talking to
Mhm.
her, and she was like, "Yeah," and I'm teaching my kids like, "Hey, you can't just go after anything
That's
and like
true.
all the time." And she said they're just they're foaming at the mouth, chomping at the bit, just ready to pounce on anything. And she's like, "Hun, it's like you got to let that one go." Like
It's weird
which is
that that's
crazy. It's-
become the new power thing
that's
to
the new
do.
norm. Like,
Yeah.
okay, in the same way that people go look into get arguments and stuff in comments because they can, you know what I
Some
mean?
troll,
Like,
sweet troll action.
yeah, it's crazy.
Sweet
Crazy.
troll action. Yeah. And we've got to be careful too,
Sweet
because
troll of mine.
We're gonna have the trolls are gonna be trying to
Your
cancel us.
comments have never been so good.
so good, so good. So we've got to be careful.
When I don't feel very good about myself, I fuck with people on the internet that I don't even know that well because it makes me feel better. Ooh, it makes me feel better. But the dopamine, it doesn't even last that long. And now the dopamine's gone.
They were like, what is it?
Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
Love it. It's awesome.
Now, so Clint,
Yo,
we need to discuss why you're appropriating troll culture.
Yeah.
I'm part troll.
It's just not.
Yeah. I'm 1/5
It's
troll
okay, I'm one, yeah.
from my mom's side.
And we're related, Curtis, so you might be part troll, too.
Woo! Yeah, I agree, Rajneesh. Give me that.
A sequel to
they
Thursday
did-
Night would
they-
be insane. Guns, darkness, monsters. Oh, monstrous vampires.
Yeah.
I think they did make one.
Did they?
I think they did. Let's see.
Be badass if it
uh,
was like
31 days.
and I
it's
don't-
just fucking daylight, like fucking, spring forward, and they're just like kicking ass for an extra hour. They have to go to sleep. That would be the TV series.
Raj loved it. Raj, you hadn't seen the Troll music video yet? I can't believe it.
Yeah.
30
Yeah.
days of
Play
night.
that shit.
Number one.
Get Clint to #1 in the UK
That's right.
for Christmas.
30
That's
days
fucking-
of night, dark days.
Rajneesh, I think that's something that blows people's mind in the U.S. when they find out that you guys actually have like a fucking Christmas, like it's important to be #1 Christmas song in fucking in England. It's like super.
If you've seen Love Actually,
Mariah Carey still wins it every year.
Fuck.
no way.
Probably BTS or whatever the fucking.
Christmas.
They win everything.
BTS.
she's
Isn't
been
that
number one for like 30
isn't
years,
that
man.
the South Korean
Oh,
boy band?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking boom. I'm up on shit.
I don't even know. That's
Yeah.
That's correct.
Thank God that wasn't a thing when we were playing music. How the fuck do you compete with that?
Dude, I went to
Well, apparently, according to Marvel, if you want to succeed, you just pretend you're Korean and write Korean songs, and
Yeah,
you'll be fine.
totally. And promote yourself. Be your own boss.
they're like Squid Game written by white man. Wait, what?
Yeah, Squid Game.
Fat white guy. What? All the
Written by Judd Apatow.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Speaking of, I still haven't finished Squid Game. I've seen 7 episodes.
Did you, Curtis?
I did
Did you get
think
my
it
Willy
redeemed itself
Wonka?
at the
Did you
end.
get my Willy Wonka reference?
for sure.
It's
for
very
sure.
much, yeah.
I'm 7 deep. I just finished the Marbles episode.
Yeah, I fucking don't like the brother dynamic.
Oh.
It fucking sketches me out on that show. There's a
Wait,
couple
wait,
of
wait,
things.
Wait.
I still don't know.
Oh. Well, it won't matter anyway, just because I say brother dynamic.
Yeah, I got
But I knew that was coming.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. Like, it's like a fucking, like, you got to throw twists and shit in there, like how Old Boy had fucking twists and shit, and you're like, but maybe I'm just like
Dude,
jaded to
nothing
that.
beats Old Boy.
Yeah, no doubt, but
Dude,
Clint, have you seen Old Boy?
is that a movie? Or are you talking about number one
Oh,
on the show?
no, yeah, that's a movie. Old Boy.
Okay.
Old Boy, the OG
Because number
Old
one
Boy.
is the super old guy in the show. So I was like, are you talking about Old Boy? Oh,
No, the movie. So yeah, that's a life-changing experience.
I need
Yeah.
to check that out.
Fucked up.
I've seen the original Korean. I watched the American remake. I even watched the Bollywood remake.
Oh
For
shit, I hadn't seen that. I'll check that out. I love
it's
the
called
Bollywood
Zinda.
shit.
Hey, Raj,
Yeah. I mean, it's not Bollywood, but it's the Indian remake.
Oh,
I keep hearing Squid Game is good. Need to get on that on Netflix. Yes, the crazy thing about this
worth
show too,
watching.
it's definitely worth watching. It's good, and it's like it's also a thinker. There's things that go on and makes you put yourself in their position. I don't know if you know the synopsis. We don't have to go over that, or I can, but a bunch of people that are hard up for money end up in a situation where there's high stakes, and when I say high stakes, I mean death, or you could win a ton of money, and these people end up in this game, and they don't realize it at first, but this is real. And then after a while, people start getting murdered around them, and it's like, oh, if you lose, you die. And so, but some of them are still willing to play this game, and it gets super intense. But there's a lot of situations people get pinned up against each other, and all kinds of craziness ensues. And there's a lot of things that you will think, a lot of situations created to where you're like, what would I do if I was that guy, or if I was in this situation? You know, and sometimes people, they're picking team members and thinking they're going to work together, and they end up having to work against them. And there's all kinds of craziness in this. And so anyway, so it's definitely worth watching. And the episodes are pretty freaking long. They're like hour-long episodes where it's like I've gotten used to shows coming out, and it's like, oh, that's a 37-minute episode. Now I'm like, God damn, this is 58 minutes. Really? Like I got to watch it 58 minutes, but you get sucked in, and it's really good.
Did you ever see that Guy Ritchie movie with called Revolver with what's his name from all the Guy Ritchie movies? Hobbs and Shaw. Jason Statham.
Dancing?
Yeah.
Dancing. You're
Sam
badass.
Elliott, right?
No. It's about basically a rich guy club where they get people off the street to like they all stand in a line, and it's kind of like a Russian roulette thing, and they bet on it, but it has some similar themes and stuff.
I have not seen that show.
It's worth watching too. Guy Ritchie's no slouch, even if he's fucking around with like Excalibur.
Excalibur.
Yeah, you didn't see the King Arthur Guy Ritchie remake?
I don't think I did.
It's got Jude Law in it. It's got the dude that played on what the fuck's his name? Not Ted Danson, but he would have been brilliant. He would have been brilliant in it. But the dude that was in fucking Sons of Anarchy.
Oh yeah. Oh
Charlie
yeah.
Hanna.
I saw the trailer for that. I never watched that movie.
It has some cool shit in it.
Is it a good movie?
It kind of goes off the rails. It's good for some. It's worth watching, especially if you like fantasy movies.
Here's your response to Revolver. Revolver was boring. It came across as some first-year philosophy college student trying to be artsy. Love Guy Ritchie, but he's not Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, I didn't say it was my favorite fucking goddamn. Throw me right under the fucking...
Way to have shitty taste.
Thanks for throwing me under the double-decker bus, Raj.
Dustin likes everything.
Yeah, I do like everything.
Just kidding.
I like... Yeah, you know, you're right. Jason Statham with a bad fucking shitty long hair wig was also not great about that movie.
Speaking of art students, did you see The Green Knight?
I didn't, and you told me to go check it out.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if Rajneesh saw Green Knight. I'm curious what you thought about that movie.
I still want to see it. Is the main guy in there from Slumdog Millionaire, or I'm a fucking racist?
I don't even remember. You're a racist, but I don't remember.
You're a racist anyway, Dustin.
I don't remember. I watched that movie And I was in a situation like Curtis in Shang-Chi. I was super tired and like
You didn't realize how brilliant it was?
I was kind of falling asleep and like ready for it to be over and just not enjoying the movie. And then I've heard people say it's like the greatest movie ever, and I'm like, dude, I guess I was like Curtis in Shang-Chi. I just didn't enjoy the movie because I physically was not in the right
Didn't understand.
condition to enjoy a great movie.
Oh, we're gonna okay. So Green Knight, I assume it's about a man who's working a job and then realize he has these powers and goes off and starts fighting, but then it actually turns into a story about his family dynamics and the mafia with his dad and stuff. And then all of a sudden we're fighting a dragon and we're in
Right.
this mystical city. So that's like this Green Knight, this big mess.
I'm
going
going
on
to
here.
quote Fred Asparagus in Three Amigos. It's like beer.
I fucked this
Like
all up.
along the same lines, whenever they were making Shang-Chi, they were like, we have a plethora of storylines.
That's right.
Hey, just put them all in.
Marvel, would you say I have a plethora of... Oh, thank
Plot
God.
ideas.
Thank God Dev Patel was in Slumdog Millionaire. Thank God I'm not racist this time.
Yeah, and not had a chance to see Green Knight. Says, did you, Curtis? You see how I pulled you off the screen when you started giving your rebuttal?
Yeah, but I kept talking.
as you should. Yeah, he's the lead role. He was really good in that. In the Green Knight, he was fantastic.
I bet he's fucking awesome, dude.
There
He's
was
an
some
awesome actor.
There was some really good effects and stuff. It was a weird pacing of a movie. Really intense. Definitely not a Kevin Feige movie. Yeah, but I did enjoy it, and it was a thinker. But it's like it was just weird. I had to like really like think what was the point of this movie, and really like frame it in my head and really figure out everything. And then I was like, okay, I get it. I get the point of this movie, but it was just intense.
It was the
It was
King
intense.
Arthur story, right? Basically, he's one of the Knights of the Round Table going off.
He's a guy that they have this. He wants to be a brave knight and stuff, but he's not really, and yet, and he's like, I think he's nephew to the king, and then this creature figure comes in town and offers a like challenges them, and then says basically like, okay, if you defeat me, I will. I'll give you. I don't remember. Give him like powers or something like, or like. But you'll end up in you get like 3 years to live in peace, and then you have to come meet me, and then I do what you did to me.
Oh shit!
Type of thing. So this guy's trying to show that he's a badass, that he's brave, and he just jumps out and he ends up doing it and kills this thing, and decapitates it, and then its head just grows right back. And then it's like, ha, 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 you kind of like, you fool, takes off. So then all of a sudden, like, this guy's like, oh, shit. So then he lives as a, as a brave knight who defeated the thing. And then, but the day comes where he has to go face the music and go, and so that's what it's all about. He's on a quest to go over there and meet his certain doom
so it's like Logan's Run with dragons.
Yeah, pretty much, and giants. There's giants there, and there's all kinds of weird stuff going on. There's a magical belt, and all kinds of stuff that's got a protection spell, and all kinds of craziness. It was a very good film.
Pretty much like playing D&D.
Pretty much.
Cool.
It's like
I'm about that.
Yeah, it's a night movie. I'll be right back.
I forgot Dave.
D&D.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're good.
No.
I was gonna say Dave
I was
Patel is in Chappie too. You and I were talking about Chappie.
Oh man, Chappie's such a great.
Yeah,
You and
Chappie's
I
a
were.
fucking great movie. I think so.
Oh man, it's so great. Yeah, I mean probably. Um, uh, I hadn't seen Chappie, or I hadn't seen it, and Joe Kennett got me onto it, and yeah, that's one of
Fuck
my
yeah.
one of my favorite movies, especially about AI, because we're basically going to teach the AI
Yeah.
to be like us, which we don't want. We want
Right.
it. We want to evolve. We want the AI to be evolved, and it's basically like, well, they're learning from us, so they're gonna learn to kill everything.
That AI is not going to be like us. It's going to be
Hopefully not.
like us for as long as it takes to beat us in chess. And it's going to be like, cool, boring, you're basic.
Mm-hmm. And then they're gonna be like, kill us all, and then just be shopping online.
Yeah, we'll make
You know,
great pets. It'll be like the
yeah,
fucking Pornos for Pyro song.
yeah, pretty much.
It'll be like kick-ass guinea
Game.
pigs. What were we going to say, Curtis? I'm sorry.
So, was it you? Well, I was gonna say something stupid, but was it you that was talking about the AI not even really taking over mechanically, but basically uh, like through all our devices and influencing us and stuff like that? Whenever we
Yeah,
were
it
talking
was
about
me.
Terminator, I think
I'm like, yeah, I
that's a
was
great
like,
idea.
it doesn't need to do that. It just will go on the dark web and fucking pay us
Yeah.
in Bitcoin to do stupid shit that it wants. It'll be like Troll
Like that's
Farm.
what.
It'll be like Troll Farm, Russian Troll Farm on steroids.
Yeah, because you think back in the '80s and even '90s with Terminator 2. Now we're back on Terminator, but like
Yeah,
that was not, we weren't as technology dependent as a society, and
right.
even individuals. Like it was like now we've got a whole generation of kids that are growing up, and they were saying, I was reading an article where cell phone addiction, or cell phones are considered like as addictive as nicotine and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
you
man.
know, and we were like, one of the teachers was asking their class like, well, who could go a day without their phone? And like none of the kids raised their hand. They were just like, what are you even talking about?
Yeah,
So that's more likely scenario now. AI is just going to take over, but it already has. I mean,
yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
yeah, man. What are we gonna do when robot trucks drive everything and everything's made by complete automation?
I mean, yeah, it's just, we have to figure out like some sort of universal income or something, or because where are the new jobs? It's just going to be fixing robots. It's just
It's gonna be selling
retail.
lattes. It's gonna be selling lattes back and forth to each other.
Yeah,
That
pretty
was
much.
that was an old
The barter system.
yeah, no, the guy who's the guy that yells all the time? His last name's Black. He's like
Lewis Black.
Lewis Black. He had a joke where he was like, at the end of the world, it's like I've come to the edge of the universe. It's two Starbuckses right across the street from each other.
Yeah, the
And then
nexus
he's
of the
like,
universe. Yeah.
at the end of the world, it'll just be two sad teenagers selling a latte back and forth to each other. That will be the economy. And I'm
Well,
like,
so
shit, we're almost there.
it's interesting. There was a article or something that I was reading that was like, and it was from the '50s or something, and they were talking about automation being this great thing. Which
Yeah,
of
you'll
course,
have so much
ideally it's
time.
going to be.
Yeah, you'll be able
Well,
to
that
do so
was
much of your time.
that was exactly the
Yeah.
article. Yeah, it was like you're there. Productivity is going to increase. People are going to have so much more leisure time. It's going to lead to so many more, careers in the arts and creation and blah blah blah. That was the idea. That was a plan, and it just never happened. Like productivity still went up, all this stuff like that, but we still have all these jobs. There's going to be certain jobs that robots can't do, or nobody's
Yeah.
going to pay the money to build a robot to do that.
Right.
But instead of being, having this cutthroat job culture, we gotta, but there are more outlets like YouTube and stuff like that
Yeah.
for creators now, so
You
they
know,
can
it's-
actually make a living.
It's wild. It's like, it's almost, you think that if you gave everybody the opportunity to create, they would, but not everybody does. And they're,
No,
it's,
I'm right. I'm not. I wish I were a creator. I want to be a creator,
uh-huh.
but I'm an improver. Like I'm
Yeah.
not. That's me.
You're
Like
editorial.
somebody.
That's as
Yeah,
important as
that's
creating.
I've realized that's my skill.
Hmm.
Like that's not like I mean I can create stuff,
Yeah.
but to me it's not like what y'all guys can create and stuff like that. But at the same time, like I can take what's existing and I know I can improve upon it. And, in a lot of ways,
Los
that's
boys.
my skill set. Um, so I mean, but I'd love to be paid to do that too. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think a lot of people want to be creators. They just don't realize that that's not their skill set. And at the same time,
I think I have as much
like you,
chest hair as that Vladislav.
it's not creeping up to your beard though. Not quite
Oh, I
yet.
have to shave it down. It will. It'll be like
Okay.
it'll be like a furry ascot.
I don't know
It'll
what
just be
he's.
like.
I don't know what he's talking about, but he says when the robots come, we're screwed.
Is that Raj?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, man, it's
we
coming,
go back on
Raj.
Terminator.
I talked to a truck driver and he said in Texas it's one driver for 20 loads of freight. That's how backed up they are. On the East Coast in America, it's one driver for 50 loads of freight.
Wow.
And if you look at, you can Google right now, aerial view of San Diego, San Francisco, and LA Harbor, and it's fucking ships backed up all the way to the international fucking waterway.
Yeah. Well, they don't have any staffing to process these shipping containers and like unload.
That's where the
unload 'em.
robots come. They're like, we had to have robot truck drivers and robot shipping people. We had to do it.
Yeah, just unloading all those
Yeah.
shipping containers and all that, and organizing all that.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy. So you have places.
Well, I was gonna say you can start as a truck driver right now and make more than me as a teacher. Like it's crazy. They
And
need them so bad.
You have like I talk to a lot of restaurant people and stuff, and you'll have guys. They're like, yeah, we have this one restaurant. It's a chain. This friend of mine, he's a general manager. He's like, yeah, we have small salad bowls, but we don't have lids for them.
Yeah.
We have large lids, but we don't have large bowls. He's like, we don't have. He's like, I had an order for 130 salad sandwich combos, and we couldn't do this catering order because we didn't have any kind of packaging. He's like, all of this stuff's floating out in the ocean in shipping containers, and there's nobody to unload them and get them to us. And now it's not just trucking; it's just getting them, unloading the damn shipping containers. It's just crazy. And so these boats are just floating out there. And so not only that, the prices of like shipping things, because there's a shortage of containers, the shipping prices are like 1,000% like increase.
Also, they're not making right now. They're not making new shipping containers, so they have to take the fucking ships and send the shipping containers back to China, so they can fucking load them back up again.
Wow.
It's like really weird. Like it's a really weird time. Logistics is like
That's a big job right now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I need a full degree in it. I would because I've done some logistics before, but like they want like you can get a full degree just in logistics nowadays. I mean, it's not insane. It makes sense, but I would have never thought that.
I always felt any job that requires physical labor or mindless data input will be taken by technology. Exceptions being sports, armed forces, and you think sports is mindless?
Rajneesh, go to DARPA's, or I'm sorry, Boston Dynamics. Sorry, Boston Dynamics. Go to their website. They have all kinds of things that are waiting to take over for the military.
Yeah, they have robot bartenders, but they don't listen very well
Yeah.
or tell shitty jokes. UK is paying for Brexit now, as many migrant workers have left, meaning shortages of truck drivers, service workers, menial labor. We're screwed because the racists want Britain to be British.
Yep.
Sports is under physical labor, not mindless.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Rajneesh, are a lot of the Polish people and immigrants, do they go back since they left the EU with the Brexit? Did a lot of the Polish immigrants go back to Poland? Do you know? Is there any factual information on that?
We'll have a 20-second
Yeah.
delay before we get the answer on that
As it goes across the fiber optic cables underneath
Yeah.
the fucking Atlantic Ocean.
Those
That's an awesome
now-
thing if you think about it.
yeah, those DARPA robots are fucking.
I send you
nuts,
all
dude.
that
Yeah.
shit. They've got crazy shit, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Trucking, it's going to be all
Yeah.
automated, like the Google cars that are down on 32nd or over by the airport. Oh, or you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
That neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's, I don't know if you knew this, Curtis, but there's a test neighborhood over by Bergstrom Airport. Remember where Bergstrom Airport was back in the day? But that area, there's Google has a bunch of cars that have no drivers in them, and they're controlled by satellite. And they're just robot cars that drive. You can get rides and stuff. And so you'll be driving, and there'll be a car next to you that has nobody in it driving around. It's got a crazy Google camera.
Cue
things all over.
Stephen King, Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah, it's nuts. And you're like, I don't
don't
know about that. But before you know it, those things are going to be taking loads of stuff across the United States, and it's going to be insane. In fact, there was a movie with that recently where it was like it's just a truck, but it didn't have
like a square truck.
Yeah, it didn't have a cab. I don't remember what.
Someone was running across the road.
Yeah.
Almost like, I can't remember what movie that is.
It's Maximum Overdrive. You just said it.
Nope.
Who made who? Who made you?
Yeah, many Eastern Europeans have gone back, but all have gone. More than anything, it's just horrible vibe and increase in hate crime against migrant and non-white communities. Crazy. I feel like here, people got so much stimulus money. And got used to being at home and not going in public, and found new ways to work, and
bunch of OnlyFans.
And there's
it's like dick out.
And there's also a lot of people still on unemployment and stuff too. I think that stuff's all about to run out. But they had all these programs that were extra. They're just doling out the money, and so people are like, I'm not gonna go to work. I'm like, why should I? And there's a lot of restaurant workers. They cannot staff anybody. It's insane. It's really nuts. And I was like, wow, it's not just restaurants that sucks. I guess working in a warehouse sucks too, or working at whatever. It's like people are like, fuck this. I'm not working anymore.
That, the Great Resignation. The joke's on them, because they're gonna come back and be like, okay, I'm ready to work now, and it's gonna be like, you have been replaced by me, human kick rocks nerd.
Yeah.
We work tirelessly, and we never complain about the fact that.
At that point, they're gonna have to bust out with a universal basic income, just so that people don't.
Or just like, oops, you slipped on a banana peel and you're fucking dead.
Yeah. Bump 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 bump.
Yeah.
Bump.
Then Vladislav comes down and feeds on us.
No,
it's all right.
He said not all immigrants have left, but enough have left to cause issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a big a buddy of mine works import-export and has like a couple of different like trading companies but he's half Polish and half Asian, and he's like spent a lot of time over there, and he's like, yeah, there's a huge influx into the UK, and when they complete the Brexit, these Polish people have EU, you can go anywhere in the European Union, so they're like likely to go back.
When is Brexit supposed to be complete? They've got like 5 years or something, don't they? Or,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Raj is our man on the scene, our eyes and ears.
Our European reporter, Raj.
Yeah.
I got a DM'd from Mike Navarrete, a local comedian, saying, "Hey, bro, I like a long time no talk. I haven't talked to this guy in a while, but I used to run pretty tight circles with the local comic community. I was doing open mics and stuff for a while, and so he was like, he'd like to come up, join us on the show sometime.
Hell yeah.
So we'd love to have you, man. It'd be good to have somebody funny. We think we're hilarious, but it'd be good to actually have someone funny. That'd be great. Yes, sir.
Does he know Ted Danson?
I don't know.
I like all these Ted Danson references you're whipping out. I think people sleep
funny.
on Ted Danson. I think he's fucking incredible. You look at all
right.
your stuff he does in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
You talking about when he does blackface with Whoopi?
Oh,
Was that a deep dive? Were you going Ted Danson? Is that how
damn.
you
Yeah.
were like?
Is that okay? Ted Danson's not canceled. He did blackface.
Yeah,
It's
big
okay.
time.
He was
Yeah,
with Whoopi
right.
Goldberg.
Yeah.
He was with Whoopi Goldberg was his date. Apparently,
did not-
she thought it was okay.
Dude, he did not get away with that shit at the time. If you remember, that was
He
fucking.
wasn't canceled, but he definitely
They
didn't get away with
put
it.
fucking.
He did the thing that racists do. They're like, dude, it's okay. I have a friend who's black.
Yeah,
And,
totally.
yeah, my friend's black. I can
Yeah.
say jokes like that. Like, no, you can't.
Yeah, fucking. They put his ass in timeout.
You know, the first case of cancel culture was you remember C. Thomas Howell?
Yeah.
After
When he did
he made that,
Soul Man.
what's it called?
Soul Man. Mhm.
That killed his career. He was up and coming. He was in everything. He did Soul Man, and it was over, man.
Did it though?
I mean, maybe rightly so. Like he wasn't in after that. That's what killed his career.
C. Thomas Howell
Yeah.
was not the tour de force acting talent that you remember.
Dude, look, he was in
funny is
Outsiders. He was in
my brain pictured John C. Reilly when he's like, see Thomas Howell, and I'm like, what did he do?
Yeah,
And
totally.
I'm like, oh, my bad.
Yeah, I mean, he can fucking scream Wolverines at the top of his lungs, and I believe him. But
No, he was. Yeah, well, he was in Outsiders. He was
Yeah.
Funny Boy. He was in Red Dawn. I mean, but that's the thing. Think of all the people in that group, and they were all successful. And then he was too, and he was like up and coming, and then bam, like that just killed it.
yeah, he
And
didn't
I mean,
bounce
maybe
back
rightly
like
so.
he didn't bounce back like Rob Lowe from that Schwann's
hmm
video.
Well, let's just face
From
it.
back
Rob
in the
Lowe's
day.
unbelievably gorgeous. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Rob Lowe's like a bazillion years old, and I still look at him like, damn, that's a good.
Yeah, he looks good, man. He was in that TV show 911.
Do you have his picture taped inside your coffin?
Rob Lowe.
No, I've got Arnold.
You
Arnold
get-
taped inside my coffin.
Fuck yeah! If I was a vampire, I'd be like, fuck yeah, 200 more years. Do these Arnold presses.
Yeah, my wife thought it was weird whenever we first started dating. I had a picture of Arnold or a poster of Arnold in my bathroom, and she's like, "What's going on here?" And I'm like, "No, it's like motivation. I'm looking in the mirror
Yeah.
because you get mirror envy, and you're like, hey, I look good,' but then it's like right there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, never mind." Like, but she was like, "What's up? What's happening?" Like, most of the time when I'm dating guys, there's like pretty girls hanging on the wall, and you've got Arnold here. So
You know what Arnold
tell me
should-
something before.
Arnold should go on keto and he should get all fucking slim down like Mick Jagger and then work out and get like super gnarly ripped, but he won't be big, you know? And then do some.
He would if he could, but he ain't because he can't.
I don't know. I think he's just fucking. I think he just did it all. So he's just like, whatever. I do what I
Yeah.
want. I ride around on ridiculous bicycles.
I have a goddamn donkey in my house, and I feed YouTube. Have you seen those videos? He has a horse
Yeah,
and a
totally.
donkey in his house.
Yeah. I do what I want.
Oh, boy. Must have been an awkward conversation after seeing the Schwarzenegger poster.
No, that's how they knew they were right for each other. And I had the time of my life.
Well, that's what I was seeing to the poster, and then she was like,
Yeah.
What? Explain to me again. What's going on
Nobody
here?"
puts Arnie in the corner.
Yeah.
But it's just motivation.
Hell yeah, man.
Let's see if I get any other interesting stories here.
Yeah, what else you got? Dude, I'm like, I think that Rajneesh, are people do you watch Amazon Prime? Do they have is it popular like shows like Catastrophe in the UK? It's got a bunch of really cool UK like kind of like not underground, they're big in the UK, but haven't really broke over here in the West. But that fucking there's like 3
Schwarzenegger
Roger's still-
is an
Absolute
absolute G. The man is a pinnacle of the American dream.
Fuck yeah,
Absolutely.
man.
Pinnacle of the American dream.
Yeah.
He does it like he's my idol. I mean, you'll probably already know he's my idol. if I could ever meet that guy, I'd be like, what's it like to succeed at everything you've ever tried?
Yeah.
Like, and not just succeed.
I mean,
He wanted to be
it's a good feeling, you know. Oh, never mind. Just kidding.
He wanted to be a bodybuilder, and he's the number one bodybuilder of all time.
Yeah.
He wanted to be a Hollywood star, and they were like, "Get the fuck out of here, dude! You're crazy. It's never
Yeah.
gonna happen." And he became the number one box office draw of all time. He wanted to be governor of California, and bam, it happened. And if the laws were different, he'd probably be president.
Probably.
Did I tell you about the touchable holograms? Y'all hear about this?
Is that fucking real? What are
This
they
is
just
fucking.
3D?
I'm about to
Do
read
they
it.
just 3D print it?
Check this out. This. I saw this a few weeks ago, and I sent it to myself. I'll do that if I see something crazy. I'll send it to myself so I can bust it out later. Researchers have developed a hologram that allows you to reach out and feel it, not unlike the holodecks of Star Trek. University of Glasgow scientists have created a hologram system that uses jets of air known as aerohaptics to replicate the sensation of touch. According to Ravinder Dahaya, a researcher who worked on the project, he said that the air jets can allow you to feel people's fingers, hands, and wrists.
That's a euphemism for.
Hold on, man. The team published a paper of their findings in Advanced Intelligence Systems. In time, this could be developed to allow you to meet a virtual avatar of a colleague on the other side of the world and really feel their handshake.
That's exactly what it'll be used for.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're. That's why they're developing it.
He said in his piece for the conversation, it could even be the first steps toward building something like a holodeck. No gloves, no problem. Similar to previous touch-sensory holograms, the aerohaptic system doesn't require a handheld controller or smart glove in order to produce the sense of touch. Instead, a nozzle, which is available to respond to the movements of your hand, blows air with an appropriate amount of force onto you.
I got a nozzle that.
Daya and his team tested this with an interactive projection of a basketball, which he said can be convincingly touched, rolled, and bounced, which is fucking crazy. So, yeah, before you know it, there's going to be virtual handies, you know what I mean, from across, well, beyond more than that, but I'm just saying, it's like, this is crazy, dude, like...
You'll be able to shake hands with your colleague. Like, I can't believe that TEDx talk. I'd like to fucking see... them try to say that with a straight face.
But how weird would that be?
This is why we're developing this.
You could give a hug or a high five or a fist bump or handshake with somebody on the other side of the world. That is freaking nuts. Like that blew my mind. I'm like, before you know it, you can watch a Tupac hologram do a concert, and then you can run up and rush the stage and feel him.
Yeah,
it'd be great.
It's going to make OnlyFans a hell of a lot more interesting.
Okay, here's a question. Amazon is popular. Not sure which shows on Amazon are popular here, though. More of a Netflix guy. Any suggestions?
Yeah. Have you seen Catastrophe?
I haven't seen that.
It's a Amazon Prime show, and it is fucking good. Is like this American businessman knocks up this British, kind of businesswoman. They end up having a kid together, and he stays in the UK, and it's fucking, his like friend there is like a UK guy that like is like kind of FML, like doesn't really, he's like really conflicted dude, but it's fucking hilarious show.
I heard the Cinderella.
What's that?
I heard the Cinderella show was good. If you like Cinderella, I don't know.
Cinderella show.
Yeah, I'm trying. There's some.
I'd rather watch the Cowboys.
Hell yeah. If you haven't seen Black Summer, Raj, that's on Netflix. That's
Holy
a really good show.
shit, that's so good. I'm glad
Isn't
you
it
said
so
that, Curtis.
good?
God, I can't
that's
believe
good.
you and I haven't talked about that.
The Goliath. How about that?
Goliath, I heard was good.
The ha-
Bosch is really good on Amazon.
The Handmaiden's Tale.
That's Hulu. The Handmaid's Tale.
Is it?
The Handmaid's Tale is originally Hulu. You can see it. You can buy it on Amazon. But I would suggest that if anybody likes George Orwell from a kind of woke-ish feminist perspective, even if you're not that, The Handmaid's Tale is so well written and the characters are good, you will really dig it. And one of the antagonists / protagonists of it was the daughter on Tomorrow War or whatever. Am I saying that name right? The Chris Pratt movie?
Tomorrow War, yeah.
Yeah. The blonde Australian actress is in Handmaid's Tale.
Tedwina Dancina.
And she's Tedwina Dancina's in it. She is brilliant as the bartender. The sage with sage advice.
Bosch, Hand of God, Sneaky Pete.
Sneaky Pete is, I saw a couple of those, but Bosch, I have a couple of police officer friends that have been police officers for a long time that said Bosch is the best cop show that's a cop would say that's the most like being a cop.
Like
The Bosch show.
The
Most
Romanovs.
accurate.
Did you see the Romanovs?
I didn't, but I hear it's good.
The Goliath.
Goliath. But I'm telling you, the thing to go binge watch is Catastrophe.
Man in the High Castle.
Man in the High Castle is brilliant. Is very well done.
I started that one. I never finished that one. It kind of.
It gets like lost. It gets like a multiverse. They start seeing through the veil. Some of the people in the TV show, spoiler alert, start feeling like this might not be the real reality. Like, what's going on? This feels like, that reality is kind of like fluid and thinly veiled.
Jack Ryan is good.
Jack Ryan is good. But Catastrophe, dude, I'm telling you, binge it. It's so uncomfortable. The comedy is like, if you like uncomfortable comedies.
Hannah is good.
You turned me on to that.
Hannah's really good. Yeah. If you ever seen the movie Hannah with Eric Bana and
Kate Blanchett.
Yeah. It's basically the first season is that movie.
Yeah.
But stretched out and with new actors, and then there's a season 2 that's good too. There's a show that I think you'll like called Utopia that's got John Cusack in it. And you have to see that movie.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen that Utopia?
No, I got to check it out.
It's basically it starts out. I'm just going to give you the rough synopsis. And it starts out, and there's a young couple in this house, and one of the relatives of the guy was a famous comic book writer and had a super cult following to his books. And he's in there, and they're like cleaning out this house because the guy died, and he finds there was a comic that was drawn and done that was never released, and he's like, oh shit, because there's a huge cult following. And the thing about these comics is there's all kinds of conspiracy theory messages hidden in the drawings and hidden in the books, where people are trying to dissect these things and apply them to what's going on in the world. And they're saying, see, he predicted this in the book and all that. So now all these people, they want this book because they want to know what's going on. And so then this guy's like, woo, we're going to be rich because there's going to be some fans going to give me a bunch of money. And they start taking meetings with people and put it out on the internet, and like, who wants to come buy this book? And all of a sudden there's people that are involved in some of the conspiracies that are in the book that are like, hey, they start showing up trying to kill people. There's people that are legit fans that show up. There's all these different people that start showing up, and shit just goes buck wild. And then there's also a big pharma involved in this too. And then there's they had to put a big disclaimer. This is not based on actual events, and it came out during the pandemic. And there's a fucking pandemic that breaks.
Holy shit.
That's created by big pharma, possibly, and the thing. And there's quarantine and people not being let into schools, and like they're locking schools down and all kinds of shit. To where I was really surprised they released this during the pandemic, because this was like when stuff was going nuts. And so it's really good. And so I'm not going to give anything away, but it's crazy. And it's crazy in a way that, like, there's characters that are supposed to be comic book characters that turn out to be real. And there's all kinds of crazy shit that goes down, but very much like crazy 90s rentals that we would get.
Yeah.
Where people pull up in get in, and then they'll just like just shoot somebody in the head, and like you're like, what the fuck just
like
happened?
Enemy of the State.
Yeah, like, but in a like Love in a 45 kind of a fun way.
Gotcha.
It gets ridiculous in a fun way.
Fuck, you brought me back.
Yeah,
Love in a 45.
And like it's a fun show. It's really fun show, and it's action and craziness going on.
It's a series?
It's a series.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
okay.
and it's John Cusack plays a super he's a big pharma guy, but he's kind of a what's it, Elon Musk kind of a guy, a philanthropist, and but he's in pharma. He's not in aeronautics and stuff. But
people should binge watch Doom Patrol, because if you got HBO Max.
Oh, Doom Patrol's fantastic.
Doom Patrol's fucking great. The 3rd season's out now. Oh, I know what you should watch and see if you like it, Raj. You should watch Why the Last Man.
Oh yeah, is that Amazon?
That's Hulu.
Oh, it's Hulu.
Yeah.
He was asking about. Oh, but you should watch it anyway. Which I'm not. I don't think I'm current. I haven't. Have you been watching?
Yep, I'm all the way current. It's fucking getting good.
It's getting good.
Yeah.
The Tick.
Oh, The Tick.
Betas.
Did they restart the Tick again?
Yeah. Yeah, they did during that whole Jean-Claude Van whatever. Yeah, that's a good one.
I've never seen that show.
Yeah, it is good. It's got Hagatha all along is in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's the I Love Dick. And I do.
Talking about Richard?
No, but that's what's it called? Kevin Bacon is this fucking super eccentric badass writer that lives out in Marfa, and this young couple moves out there to, like, she's going to work for him, and it's the actress that plays Agatha in WandaVision. And
yes.
She's fucking brilliant.
Still talking about the Tick? Or...
No, we're talking about a different one.
Oh.
No, the Tick was good.
Okay.
Yeah, they restarted it. You know how Amazon was like, we're going to do 10 series and see which one's cool?
Mm-hmm.
They did that Jean-Claude Van Owen or whatever that show is, where it was Jean-Claude Van Damme, but he was playing a different character. They did The Tick, and they did a couple others.
So Catherine Hahn
is
in it. Yeah, she's badass.
She's fucking great.
Marvelous Miss Maisel, is that a good show?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, especially if you're like comedy, you're a fan of like the process of stand-up comedy, and it's a good story.
Here's what you need to be watching on Amazon is Invincible, the animated series. Have you seen that? I
still haven't. I have a hard fucking, me, I don't like space comics. And
this
I have
isn't a space comic.
No, I know, and I have a hard time watching cartoons.
Dude, I fucking promise you. Watch the first 15 minutes is all I'm saying.
I know it's going to be great.
I don't like cartoons either.
I would wait for the last batch. The last thing I ever watched of the shit I watched would be the last batch.
The Bad Batch?
The Bad Batch, and I'd be like, fuck, that was another really good one.
Dude,
But for some reason, because it's a comic, I'm like, because it's a fucking cartoon, I'm like, and I like What If too, but I fucking wait till like 3 of them stack up, and I'm like, fucking cartoon. I'm not going to watch a fucking cartoon. I'm a grown-ass man.
I promise
and
you.
Then I find myself really liking it.
Dude, Invincible is better than all of the other cartoons you just mentioned. In the first 15 minutes, you're going to be like, holy shit, this is fucking great. It's fucking fantastic.
I'm sure it'll be awesome. I love that fucking writer.
I think I liked that cartoon better than the Boys.
That's ridiculous.
Series. I'm serious. It's fucking good. And I don't watch cartoons.
Yeah.
With the exception of
You watch a shitload of cartoons.
I just
you watch
watched
every Star Wars cartoon.
Well, just that those don't count. They're Star Wars cartoons.
You watch What If.
That doesn't count either. That's a Marvel.
Dude, you watch more cartoons than some dads, bro.
Ooh,
That's
talking
just
about
recent.
cartoons?
Yeah,
Hey.
I'm talking about Invincible is like the best fucking cartoon.
I said I don't fuck with
Best
space
show.
comics. I don't fuck with space comics. I don't fuck with
Get outta
cartoons.
here.
So you need to watch.
Have you
Dustin,
seen it,
you need to
Invincible,
watch-
Curtis?
No.
Jesus, guys, come on.
Dude, you know it's what Curtis brought up that I'm not shitting you, Clint. You've got to start watching.
I'm
it.
not shitting on you.
I'm not shitting on you. I never joke about shit. You've got to check out Black Summer. It's in the same universe as World War Z, like the Bush League version of some would say of Walking Dead, but I loved it. It's fucking like a horror comedy zombie show. But Black Summer is very serious. It's a serious-minded, and it's got some really good actors that you'll recognize, but it's like the camera work is that steady cam going with the characters all in one shot style, even though they have jump cuts and shit like that. But it is so good. The fucking from character to character to character. And I like how they go to the character and that character dies and it picks up with the characters that fucked him over.
And it'll be like 2 minutes on a character.
Yeah.
Like per episode, or one episode will be like 2 minutes on this group of people, and then 30 minutes on another. And then you might not see them for like 3 or 4 episodes, but then it all ties together. Like the way they do it is really.
It's
well
a
done.
really good take. The chaos of it. It is about the only thing besides 28 Days Later, and I guess the fucking Schneider remake of Dawn of the Dead that capture that chaos of what would happen.
It's a blast.
It's fucking good, Clint. You'll be like, oh shit.
What is it? Black what?
Black Summer.
Black Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as a
yeah,
firearms enthusiast, when they're in the scene where they're trying to get to the stadium and they're shooting, like everybody's shooting around each other. And in most movies, you can get away with that shit, but people are getting like shot like accidentally, like right and left. And I'm like, oh Jesus, oh my God. Like, knowing how that stuff really works. I'm like, and they're like, it was
brutal.
Well, not brutal. The chaos, the feeling of chaos. It's like the opening scenes of Saving Private Ryan.
That sounds like a movie, The Feeling of Chaos.
Yeah. That's my new...
It's my new emo song.
No, that's my new...
no, it's mine.
That's my new scent. My new cologne. The Feeling of Chaos. I'm going to have Johnny Depp fucking playing a fucking Stratocaster in the desert. The feeling
Johnny Depp would not play a Stratocaster. He'd play a mandolin or something.
The Feeling
like that.
of Chaos.
Come on.
Can you please pull up the fucking video of Johnny Depp playing the guitar in the desert for Curtis? Yeah, he's falling all the way down. It's not even French commercials. It's ridiculous commercials in America now, or Japanese commercials.
I was thinking what would be cool is that now that it's probably not going to happen, but I don't see why not. Now that Disney owns Marvel, Disney owns Star Wars, I was thinking it would be really cool if they took the idea of What If and made like a What If Star Wars.
Or what if like
show.
Donald Duck and fucking Mickey Mouse?
I mean, they could do that, but I'm more on board. I'm more on board with the Star Wars thing.
Oh, sorry.
What if
Yeah.
Donald Duck? What if Donald Duck wore pants instead of a shirt?
That's right. What if Donald Duck was the Hulk? Yeah, totally.
Oh man, I got 6 more seconds on this ad.
There's a this is going to be a sweet ass Johnny Depp playing the guitar in the desert. He may or may not be playing that guitar. I'm like not convinced that's actually what he's playing.
He's playing a Les Paul in this one.
It's a fucking Les Paul Jr. copy.
Oh, but now he's in the...
It might be a Dunesburg. You know what I'm talking about?
All right, it was a throwaway joke, guys. We don't have to deep dive into this Johnny Depp
Yeah.
commercial. I mean, we can. We more than welcome to. But I was just saying, like, he's more of a
It's
mandolin
Ted
guy than
Danson
a
playing a
guitar.
Stratocaster in the desert.
That I would pay to see.
Did you like The Good Place? Did you watch that?
I haven't watched it, I like that's got Kristen Bell in
Kristen
it.
Bell's-
I like her as well.
And the
Yeah.
lady that's going to play Titania plays one of the characters. I
she's
don't
great.
know the actress's name, but she is fucking hilarious.
Milani something.
Yeah, she is fucking hilarious in The Good Place.
Yeah, I probably need to check that out because I like all the actors in it. So,
Yeah, Kristen
again,
Bell's
getting in-
fucking great. They can't cuss where they're from.
how do you
And
have
she's
time
like-
to watch TV, Dustin? You got 3 kids. How do you have time to watch TV?
After they fall asleep, after they're in bed by like their last one falls asleep between 8:30 and 9, we like rush to like fucking cram as much TV in as we can. Also, the new Nathan Fillion show, The Rookie. You should binge watch that on Hulu. It's
I
a
just
cop.
pass out, man.
It's a cop drama.
I'll put something on. And I just I got 10 minutes and then I'm just asleep.
Dude, you gotta watch Invincible, man. I'm embarrassed.
I got like a list of shows I got to watch.
I thought that Invincible
You want
for
to
a
talk
long
about
time.
Lost? Let's talk about Lost.
The TV show Lost.
Yeah.
Oh shit! It is the Les Paul.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
this isn't the commercial I'm talking about.
And it's definitely. Wait, is that an Ibanez Gibson?
No, there's some fucking new Johnny Depp where he's like playing a Les Paul copy and there's wolves in the background and shit. I swear to God, it's like if Natchet Taylor made a fucking cologne fucking commercial. There's wolves like "Ow!" in the background. He's got bandanas and shit,
We're down to
And
4 viewers.
jangly things.
What is it a commercial for?
A fucking cologne, man. The sound of chaos or whatever I said. The feeling of
The
chaos.
sound of chaos. Yeah, but the sound of chaos.
The feeling of chaos.
The feeling of the sound.
Yeah, we're down to 4 viewers, but those are the fucking real viewers, man. Those are the real
They're like
ones.
the real shit.
They fucking get me. They get me.
Dustin, have you seen all 5 Phantasm movies?
Yes. But it's my, yeah, he's pretty good for a 60-year-old man.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about Johnny, we're dorking out on Johnny Depp over here, Curtis. Clint's checked out. Now he's just like, Depp.
That's my cousin.
Depp. Are you related to him?
Yeah, I'm related to John.
Don't lie to me, Curtis.
We're
I'm
like
on-
9th cousins or something.
Curtis.
Curtis, are we related to him?
I am. I don't know if you are on your
Curtis,
side
are
yet,
you really related to him?
I got to check. Yeah,
Holy
he doesn't
shit.
know that. But and he's distantly related to Ed Norton, who I'm also related to.
Oh my God, that's great. That's kind of like how Gerard Way is like related to Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're the Joe Rogan in this scenario, Curtis. The manly shaved head type. And Johnny Depp's the Gerard Way, kind of, pensive eyeliner type.
I'm related to Vladislav.
Your Baker line is actually a big one. So I did some digging. Clint and I are
He's doing my
actually related.
genealogy.
Really?
Yeah, it's way back, which is surprising because his family was from Harris County for a while there. But so he, so far as it looks like you're part of this line of Kentucky bakers. It's related to this guy named John Renta Baker, who was a big colonial, like huntsman and badass. I am related, so I'm like my line that like my name Baker. My dad's name, stuff like that. I hit a brick wall in 1821, but I'm actually related, and I think they go back to that line as well. But I've got another Baker line that is mixed in there somewhere that actually does go back to the same line. So
can I say I like the Kentucky Baker? I think that's fucking, those two words together it just feels right.
Dude, that's where I get my high harmonies.
The Kentucky Baker.
My bluegrass. I just need a little mandolin to strum on. I'll be
The
in good shape.
Kentucky.
But
Rajneesh says, would be weird if Clint and Curtis were related. Clint looks like the nicest guy in the world, and Curtis looks like he'd make someone his wife in prison. Wow.
I just say
That's
that
the way
I would
love
spend.
goes,
I'll just say
babe.
this: I would spend a lot of time with Curtis, but I wouldn't spend any prison time with Curtis.
I think Curtis, you're ruggedly handsome. You know.
You are ruggedly
Thank
handsome,
you. Thank you very much.
and if I had to
Thank
dude
you.
up on a dude, you'd be the dude. Can I say that?
Hey, I'll just say
I don't want to make it weird.
I've always been a lover, not a fighter. So,
Where me,
you'll
I'm
enjoy it.
a
promise.
fighter. I'm like a.
Yeah, totally. I'm a wild man. Woo!
Yeah, dude, I'm excited to hear about this genealogy stuff. This is gonna be cool.
Yeah, it's pretty. And then like I just do it for some fun sometimes because it can be I used to do it hardcore, and I still get on it, but you hit balls and stuff like that. So I'd get on this. There's a site called Famous Kin, and you can find out like who you're related to that's famous and stuff like that, and so that makes it fun as well. So I did that. Yeah, Johnny Depp's one of them. Edward Norton, Teddy Roosevelt, and who else? Davy Crockett, stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
You know what I like? It's kind of like people that say they've been reincarnated. Everybody's related to somebody famous. You know, like, oh, I was Napoleon in a past life, or I was fucking
Genghis Khan.
yeah. Like,
Well, that's like
We're all related
it'd
to
be
Genghis
badass
Khan.
if you did my genealogy. He was like, he was related to no one. They were all fucking chimney sweeps, and then they came over here and they were janitors. There's literally no one that was famous.
wait, Clint, were
Really
you joking
fucking
about
badass.
Genghis Khan?
Yeah,
Or were you
aren't we
talking
all
about the real thing?
related to Genghis Khan? That's what I
Yeah.
heard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's history's great
We-
arsonist. Everybody has a little bit
Yeah.
of Genghis. Clint,
Yes.
Rajneesh, fucking
Sorry, guys.
fucking put this,
This
guy down for fucking culturally appropriating some shit.
I
But,
didn't.
Yeah, it's like 1%. That and like a
You act like I opened a Mongolian barbecue and wrote the Marco Polo series.
Who do you think you are, CB Kubalakowski or whatever?
Yeah, CB
That guy thing?
Kubla. Jesus Christ, that's the funniest. That is the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. CB Kubalakowski. Did you just come
I
up
was
with
trying
that?
to pronounce. No, I was trying
Jesus
to pronounce the
Christ.
editor in chief, CB
Oh, yeah.
Cebulski or whatever. his name is.
CB
Cebulski.
Kubalakowski, like Kubla Khan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funniest shit I've
Obviously,
ever. Oh my god,
Akira Yoshida
I don't know if I
himself,
can
was
recover
just
from
trying
that.
To pronounce his name.
that seriously blew my
And-
fucking mind. CB Kubalakowski.
What's funny is my initials are CB.
Yeah, I
so
know.
that's what's
I'm
funny.
like, holy shit. I'm like, damn, Curtis.
That was quick.
That's like knocking somebody
It's
out.
like,
in
what kind of beer are you
yeah,
drinking,
it's
dude?
like
I
knocking
need some of
somebody
that.
out, knocking somebody out in the 12th round. Pow!
It sucks. I'm hitting the sweet spot around 11:30, and it's
Yeah.
a little too late.
Oh, that's funny. I was gonna say something too.
CB Kubalakowski.
What the hell was I about to say? It's Con History Original Playboy. Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's got about like 1 or 2% like Scandinavian. Obviously, white people have more, but most people have like 1 or 2% Scandinavian in them because the Vikings just made their way through the world as
Yeah.
well, and just went in and had a bunch, made a bunch of babies.
I don't know if you guys have ever checked it out, the 4 people that are listening, but Dan Carlin is this podcaster, and he has a podcast called Hardcore History. And the Wrath of the Khans, if you were ever interested in any Genghis Khan to Kublai Khan stories, it starts from the beginning and goes all the way through his lineage, and it is
Ooh, all the way down.
fucking incredible, Curtis. It's
Say it
called
again? Say it again for me.
Dan Carlin
Dan Carlin.
Hardcore History. and it's called The Wrath of the Khans.
He just goes through everything, huh?
It's fucking brilliant. He also has the Prophets of Doomsday, some shit like that. That's really, really awesome. They're these offshoot of the Lutheran Church that took over Munster for a couple of years, and it's like a super crazy cult. He's just like a great storyteller, and he's a historian. He's an incredible broadcaster.
I'm definitely gonna check that out.
You'll
Like,
be
I've
voracious,
always
man. He has a couple on World War I also that are really awesome.
But I always tell my kids every year, I still say Genghis. Sorry,
Yeah, all right.
Genghis Khan was responsible for America being discovered, because before Genghis Khan, there wasn't a unified road across China.
Yeah,
to get goods back and forth. And then after Genghis Khan, like, he made the Emperor's Road, and it was like, you can commit all the crime you want, but not on the Emperor's Road, or your ass is going down. And so they could get the goods through, and then the Europeans got the Chinese spices, and that's what started, mercantilism and all this stuff. And so they were looking for the Northwest Passage to get to India and Asia, and there you go, there's America. If he hadn't unified China, like, under his reign of terror, basically, but it would have happened eventually, of course. But
I like that he absorbed all of his enemies. Like, if he had an enemy that was fucking like particularly badass, he would say like there was a guy that like shot him with an arrow. He was like, "You are a badass. I want you. You can die, or you can come be one of my generals."
Hey,
he would like absorb them.
Is he the same the podcast guy that was doing the stuff about the czars? I think so.
Yep.
I went down a rabbit hole look with that history.
Yeah.
Russian czars and stuff.
I think so.
And we started talking about Napoleon. Well. We started talking about Napoleon, and you were telling me a bunch of stuff about that. Is that who?
He touches on Napoleon, and he touches on some Alexander the Great stuff. I don't know who the best person to go check out the Napoleon shit, but yeah. So
you were telling me some crazy stuff about Napoleon.
When he escaped from Elba, when he escaped from exile and fucking took France back immediately, and everybody was like, "Oh shit!" The aristocracy was like, they thought like, "Yeah, we fucking exiled this guy. He's fucking out of here." It would be like if fucking like you voted out and like put fucking, Orange Man bad on an island, and then you turn around and he's like fucking at the gates of Washington with like your whole army. You thought your army was over there, but it's like you turn around and like, everybody in Napoleon's army loved Napoleon. He even did some really dumb shit. Like he invaded Russia and pushed too far into Russia, but then he was like, "That's it, we're going home." And the French, they love to retreat. They're like, "Yeah, we love you, Napoleon. We love you forever for that." And like, yeah.
Let's get the hell out of this cold place.
I say if it wasn't for Waterloo, I fucking think I think we'd all be speaking fucking French.
Yeah?
Yeah. He's like, and he did a lot of shit too. He's like a Bush League Theodore Roosevelt for fucking, for France. He did a bunch of schools and he created the zoo system in France and a bunch of like art shit. But he was also a fucking megalomaniac also. Like history is complicated. It's not like as cut and dry as people think it is.
Everybody thinks you're going to get a benevolent dictator.
Yeah. I'm not a Napoleon.
That's pretty rare.
I'm not a Napoleon apologist, but it's pretty crazy. They fucking defeat him, overthrow him, fucking exile him, and he fucking literally within a month pops back up and takes everything back over.
Because if he did that that's what I'm saying. If he did
with
that
no
for
internet,
the people after they were told to eat grass because they had no food, and grass will kill you if you eat it.
Yeah.
Like by the rich were like, just eat grass. What's fucking bothering me? Like, I think he's going to be pretty popular. Like, it doesn't matter what he does after that.
Weren't they eating like
They were eating the horse.
dung?
They were eating the horse. First, they ate the horse manure. They cooked the patties, and then they ate the horses.
It's crazy
Yeah,
that that we're living in a time where we're all fat and have
Yeah.
plenty of food. There's cheeseburgers and
Yeah.
processed sandwiches on every corner, and there was a time in history. I mean, many times in history, but we're that desperate. Like, it's hard for us now to fathom something like that. That's what really blew me away. I'm like, wait, they ate the horse stuff, and then they ate the horses. Like, that's insane to me.
They did the thing that cultures always fucking make the mistake of: march into Russia when the fucking snow starts falling.
And
it's like trying to invade Texas anytime.
And we got
well, that's, I mean, Hitler made the same mistake. Thank goodness.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, no doubt.
We've got overweight homeless people now. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like
with cell phones.
Yeah, with cell phones. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy, man. I was again, I'm looking forward to the genealogy stuff. That's super cool. One time when I was on a trip in Europe with an ex-girlfriend of mine, it was cool. We went to Belgium. Was it Belgium? Yeah, Roselaire. That's in Belgium, right? Yeah. And we went to this little town because she knew where her grandmother was from. And so we go and we get to the nearest town, and then we walked. It was like a kilometer away from the town, Roselaire. We walk over here and we get to this little town, little village, and you go in, and they had like their little city hall, and we walk in there, and we say, hey, you know, we wanted to get some birth certificates and stuff. They're like, oh, okay, come this way. And they were really nice for a bunch of English speakers to go in there and not know the language. And they're like, hold on. And like, yeah, come this way. So they walked us in there, and they had a whole big room full of books, like of all these books and stuff. And they're like, okay, this is the deal. And they got this lady was like, okay, look, here's the books. This is how they are. It's got the years on them and stuff. And pretty much, if back in, and this was like late 1800s, these books are old, and like they're like, okay, when you're born, we put it in under your name here, and then like if you move out of town, then you have to let us know when you're moving out of town. You have to come and let us know, and then so like, yeah, so like they showed us. So okay, here. Okay, we had a kid born here, and they were born here, and then they got married here, and they're like, okay, and they moved to Roselaire. So, but they moved back in this year. So there's a gap from 1901 to 1904 when they lived in Roselaire, according to this, because they wrote what town they were moving to. So if you want to know what happened in that gap, you have to go back to Roselaire. You could look in there and you could find the old book, and it'll list the stuff that happened there, and it'll say move back to this town, you know, which is cool. And we went in there, we found out her, there was a sibling that nobody even knew about. We found all kinds of crazy stuff in these books, and
there's always something in the woodpile.
And it was written in old Dutch, and we could just see the names and the dates, but we couldn't really make out what this stuff meant. But it was super fun. Like, this wasn't even my family, and I felt like we were on a crazy adventure. Like, we're in a weird country, across the across
like
the
Da
pond.
Vinci Code or
yeah,
some shit.
exactly.
That's
I was
cool.
like, yeah, and so we're in there. So we find all this stuff. And they had these huge Harry Potter wizard books that are handwritten with dates and stuff from the late 1800s. And then the staff, they couldn't even read the language. They were like, oh, this is written in Old Dutch. Hold on. And they went and they got this old guy who was like 90 years old who came out, and he's like,
get some Amish person.
he came over and he was like, okay, it says that this person moved here. And then he like let us. He explained everything that we found, and then
crazy.
And then we went and put these books on these giant copiers, and took photocopies of everything and printed it all out and brought it back to her. She got to bring it back to her family. But like, how cool would that be to get to go to wherever the origin of where you're from? You're like, okay, you're Scottish descent, so we go to Scotland, to the motherland, and find old records from the 1800s of your family's origin. It'd be fucking ridiculous.
That'd be a dream, man.
I just don't give a shit about that.
What were you to say, Curtis?
Sorry, man.
No, you don't know. Like once you start doing it, man, like and you feel like you find all these cool stories about people you didn't even know existed, and they're part of your family. I mean, besides the famous people is fun, but besides that, like I've been able to trace my mom's side all the way back to France in 1452 or something like that.
That's cool, man. I do think that's cool.
And like one of the members on that side, he worked for the OSS, which was the precursor to the CIA in World War II and stuff like that. And then just like seeing one of my family members on one line, he just and this was back in the 1800s. He just picked up and got a new family. And apparently, like because I couldn't get anywhere, and I did the DNA test, and I was talking to somebody else from the DNA, and they were like, "Oh, so." She had a picture that said like Texana on it, and that was the name of my great whatever grandmother. And she's like, "Oh, that's the missing daughter. You're the offspring of the missing daughter." And I'm like, "I guess, And so this guy just like picked up and moved like 2 towns over and just started a new family. And we weren't sure, but then on the
before
DNA test,
Facebook.
Yeah, but apparently the mom knew about it, but she was ashamed, so she said she was widowed. And like just like the stories are so cool, and going back to something like that would be awesome. And here's the thing too, like think like me just moving back to Austin. Like I want to move back to Austin, or that area and be around you guys. But like even doing that, I'm like, well, I don't know, this and that, and the job and this and this, and we live in look. I'm talking to y'all right now, like this technological society.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think back then. But they just moved around everywhere. Like I've got like census records where my family's living in Texas, and then the next one is missing, but they had like 2 kids in Missouri. Like, I mean, and we're talking across like 2 or 3 states and all this stuff like that. And it's like, they're just, and you had no idea. You just like, all right, well, let's go move there. Like it's insane to do that. Like, I don't know. And then they moved back and.
If you pick up and move to Austin, make sure you go sign the big book and let them know that you're moving to Austin. You can sign the Harry Potter book.
You don't want to fuck up
Censuses
200 years from now.
Take your census if for nothing else, so your kids can look you up, or your ancestors can look you up, and the descendants can look you up.
Catch me if you can, bitches. Future Strouds.
Dude, if anything, the fact that they let us thumb through a book that was 120 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You touch it. Did they let you even touch it?
We're touching it. Oh yeah, we were taking the books out and opening them up and just flipping through them like it was like we're
Imagine if you tore out one of those pages like a fucking phone book.
Like we're at Walden Books.
1992, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm hanging out at Barnes and Noble, I was drinking a Frappuccino and thumbing through this
Cheeto fingers all over their 120-year-old book.
Exactly. Freaking crazy. Rajneesh says,
I don't even touch my comic books because I'm like, oh god.
Rajneesh says, love you, Clint, but the thought of me as a Viking makes me chuckle. Sounds cool though. Good luck with that.
Rajneesh, I'm thinking you got more of the Genghis Khan action. That international playboy.
Yeah, I wouldn't make a very good Viking, I don't think.
You
never know.
We will see.
Vikings are just the rednecks of the ocean.
I definitely got some.
Say that to their face.
Yeah,
Say
totally.
that to their face, sir.
I think I'm saying that to my face. If anything, I probably got fucking.
I come from a long line of brawlers, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of fighters, and I'm not one of them. Oh, actually have a book in India with a list of all my ancestors. Not seen it yet, but looking forward to reading it one day. That's cool.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
That's
it's gonna
cool.
be really cool, man. Like it's not for everybody because it is a lot of work.
Mhm.
But it's a damn fun hobby. Like, and like that's the thing. I grew up a white mutt. I didn't know anything about anything. Um, and once I had once my son was born, I was like, I want to tell them something about their family. Like,
Yeah.
I want them to know something. And so I started digging into it, and it's just been like a waxes and wanes like everything else, but a nonstop hobby. Like,
That's cool.
um, it really, and for $20 a month, I mean, it's not that bad.
No, not at all.
So get Ancestry to sponsor us, and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Find out who your relatives are.
Try to destructively distill the Heinz 57 that's Dustin Stroud.
Yeah. I have a.
Yeah, I'll do it, Dustin. You want me?
Nah, I don't care about that.
I'll talk to you off screen.
Yeah. Yeah, remind me of that. I've heard stories of people finding out that their siblings aren't even their siblings, but like by doing some of these things
Mhm.
with the
Yeah.
with the DNA stuff, which is crazy. So I've
Yeah,
got
that
a
definitely
good story about that. I'll tell you later. Remember to ask me about that later, Curtis, when we get off of here.
All
I
right.
think you've told us.
Yeah. I don't know if I've told on the air.
All right. Well,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna try and jump off about midnight. Just give you a heads up.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Who we got? We got 6 watching right now. Guys,
Ooh, we picked up 2.
yeah, it looks like we're going to start wrapping it up here in a second. Anybody got any last subjects you want us to touch on, or anything current events that you thought is interesting, or
what's your favorite
oh look,
vampire or
we
werewolf
got
movie?
Phil has jumped on.
Oh, Phil.
Yeah, good old punk rock Phil. He just found out.
Thought I lost you, Phil.
Yeah, I just found out I have a family relation to the Butcher of Elmendorf. Which is pretty crazy. They made a movie about that. How was that movie, Phil? Was it good? He found that out, and he's like, "There's a movie. I'm gonna watch
Oh
it
my
tonight."
God. I heard that guy was a pretty good butcher. Like he could make lamb chops.
Yeah.
Kind of like Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And Raj, I want to thank you for all of the commenting and pitching in on the conversation, man. It makes it fun. The movie sucked. Okay.
I still think, Raj, you should send us your picture so we can put it down there.
Yeah, we'll just
For
put your
sure,
picture.
like, yeah.
We'll just toss
need
this guy out of
Vladimir.
here. Yeah, later, and we'll just put Raj down there. That's perfect.
Or you can send us like a picture of a Japanese person, like the fucking Marvel comics.
He would. Raj would not appropriate the
Nope,
Japanese.
I don't think he would either. He's a gentleman and a scholar.
Oh shit! Apparently, this guy who's related to Punk Rock Phil shares the same genes. Just kidding. He was like, I don't share the guy's genes. He's like, it was by marriage or something. But yeah, he killed 30 or so women. That is crazy talk.
Isn't it crazy? Like you can kill so many people. They say or so.
Or
at the end of it.
Yeah, they're not sure.
Yeah.
He was also called Alligator Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the nickname I have for the thing in my trousers.
Alligator Man is in your trousers.
Yeah.
It was cool until you turned my cock into a snake.
Oh, that was good too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Sweet. Yeah, Raj was like, just get in touch on Twitter. Cool. We'll get Raj's picture. So
Yeah, cool.
Get him in here as our guest. All right. Well, cool. Anybody else got anything to say before we peace out?
Phil, how do you feel about Richard Grieco? He's a big Billy Idol fan. And, as you know, on the TV show, the critically acclaimed Booker in the 1990s, Hot in the City was the theme song. Tonight.
Yeah. Hold on, I got it.
Black Summer. Curtis, that's like, I can't wait for the 3rd season to come out. Ended on a fucking cliffhanger.
I know. I was like, I kept thinking, did I finish it? I couldn't have finished it. Did I finish it? I finished it.
That is such a good concept. Like one of the characters, Clint, doesn't speak English. She's Japanese, and you never know what she's saying.
On what show?
Black Summer. Oh, it's fucking great.
Oh, Lord. Dustin, you need to watch Big City Greens with your kids.
What is it?
It's on Disney Plus. Big City Greens.
Big City
It's on
Greens. I'll
Disney
check it
Plus,
out.
and it is like the best show. It's a cartoon, but like out there for kids and adults.
I'll check it out, man.
Yeah, you seen Bluey, right?
Which one?
Bluey.
Uh-uh.
You haven't seen Bluey?
No, man.
That's
Sorry.
on Disney Plus as well.
We
Like it,
we
for
watch
kids shows, like you can sit as an adult and enjoy them just. As
we
much.
watch Octonauts. We watch Wild Kratts. My my middle kid likes to play that Bear Grylls Netflix. It's like Netflix has this thing where it's like a choose your own adventure kind of thing.
With Bear Grylls.
Yeah. They're making a new one with the Undertaker.
What?
Where you're
that's
like
cool.
running
Yeah,
through the Undertaker's haunted mansion.
Oh wow!
It's like choose your own adventure while you're watching.
We did the one with Captain Underpants for that, and
Oh shit! Yeah, my kids are
one of the other ones.
major into Captain Underpants.
But I didn't know they did a Bear Grylls one.
Yeah. Yeah, check out I think it's something wild. Dude, your kids like Captain Underpants. Do they like Dogman?
We haven't gotten into Dogman yet.
I like
Does it have a
Dogman
show?
better than Captain Underpants.
Is there a show for Dogman though?
No. I read all the books.
Yeah, my son's read, or he's reading. We at least read the.
It's a cartoon for you, Clint.
Captain
You
Underpants.
fucking degenerate.
Hey, you gotta go watch.
It's a pretty good.
You gotta watch that other one.
And Last Kids on Earth, they've got a choose your own adventure for that one too.
Oh yeah, we watch.
That's
I sometimes let them watch Last Kids on Earth.
Yeah, that's a good one. Shoot, but yeah, check out Big City Greens, man. It's
I'll check it out.
Like we I can't remember when we got on it. We were sitting somewhere and we watched it, and then checked it out on Disney Plus. And it's like, yeah, it's one of those shows. The kids are gonna love it, and the adults are gonna love it too.
Yeah.
Raj says,
"Thanks, brother.
Time difference means I may not always catch the show, but love watching when I can. Great show as always."
Thanks, man. It was always,
Thanks, buddy.
dude. It's always good having you, and you always contribute good stuff. So thanks, dude, for that.
I feel like you're the moral compass. You keep us honest.
Yeah, especially this fucking
True.
Yeah,
wasteoid.
totally.
Phil says he loves Billy. All right.
Yes, but how do
do
know
you
about
mean
Richard
Billy
Grieco?
Idol?
That was the question.
Yeah, I think that's what he means, Billy Idol.
And so, guys, next week, so get ready. You got to watch Halloween Resurrection and Halloween Curse of Michael Myers, because next week we will be talking about both of those and Halloween Kills. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'll probably rewatch the Halloween 2018. We can talk about that as well, but
H2O.
Halloween Curse of Michael Myers, we could talk. Ooh, technically, Resurrection's the end of the series.
Yeah.
But we can talk about H2O too. I mean, we'll probably end up talking about all of them.
So yeah.
But
So when does
talking about
Halloween come out in theaters? Here.
Friday.
This Friday.
It'll
Cool.
be streaming on. I said in the past, I said Paramount Plus. It's on Peacock. I got Peacock to watch Halloween Kills.
Cool, man.
But actually, they've got all 5 Phantasm movies streaming as well. That's why we rewatched them.
Yeah, I gotta untangle that in my mind. They're like
It's-
all like,
I really appreciate them more, but yeah, they're bonkers.
pretty badass.
But yeah, that's what we got. That's what we got for next week. And
Cool. I'm excited.
we'll probably have spoilers, but we will definitely let you know.
Cool. Awesome, man. Yeah, I'm excited. This was a good show.
We quickly got off topic.
Yeah, but we always bring it back.
Yeah.
Take it back.
Fun.
Ooh, take it back.
Ooh.
Oh man, I was really trying to find Ethan.
Frank Stallone. You guessed
Dude, the interview is definitely Ethan Hawke being interviewed by fucking what's his name? Why can't Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we definitely got to do that. Well, sweet man.
Ethan Hawke, were you in a werewolf movie? No. It'd be a lot cooler if you
No,
did.
I didn't watch the Lakers game, Raj. I usually don't. Football season's on, so I'm usually basketball season doesn't start for me until after football season's over. Usually.
Bobby, we're going to bed too. You have a great night. Thanks again, always for the support, and thanks for hanging out the whole time. We're tapping out. Got 3 minutes is bedtime, so we're gonna tap out 3 minutes early so that we can talk off the air for a second. And again, we appreciate you guys. Make sure, if you haven't yet, and I'm sure all of you guys are already subscribed, but if you're not subscribed.
Yes, definitely share, guys. Want to make sure we share because we know y'all are great viewers, great fans, great listeners. We love y'all. Have a great evening.
Yeah, make sure you do that right there. Do that.
Subscribe.
So, all right. Well, I'm gonna hit the good night video. We'll see you guys soon. All right. Thank you so much. Another episode of Versus over and out.